I encourage you to go to fcci.org and book this conference for you and your spouse. The Fellowship of Companies for Christ, or FCCI, hosts this annual event for America's top Christian leaders to share with you the principles these influential CEOs have put into place to ensure their faith makes a difference in their businesses and organizations. There are less than 100 seats remaining, and the event is just a few weeks away. September 18th through the 22nd. Reserve your place right now by going to fcci.org, the Fellowship of Companies for Christ, fcci.org.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. I'm my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Ladies and gents, if you're over 40, listen up. Got a question for you. Do you own at least one pair of reading glasses, maybe 5, 7, maybe a dozen, matching various outfits, leave in various rooms? Are you tired of having to put them on to see up close, take them off to see far away, put them on again, take them off again? It's like the reading glasses relay. And if you have had it with this, get over with my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. They have another option, the corneal inlay procedure. The corneal inlay, especially for those of us over 40. So unless you just love wearing all those reading glasses, call 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Ask about the corneal inlay today. You can't literally turn back the clock, but you can see the way you used to. 1-800-714-2020. Reading glasses forever, or the corneal inlay. You pick. Climate Evangelista Eye Center. I love them. You will too. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Ask about the corneal inlay procedure at 1-800-714-2020.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some urgent news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from PBS host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-644-3169 now to get your personalized copy rushed to you today. Do you want to avoid mistakes baby boomers and seniors can make when they buy annuities? Those mistakes now could be costly later to you and your family. Call 800-644-3169. That's 800-644-3169. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards, and it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment. Now we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 77 people lost their lives in a semi-tractor trailer truck attack in the city of Nice, France. This is getting out of hand. It's almost like every day or two, we hear another mass casualty event, another act of terror. The perpetrators aren't interested in attacking military targets. They're interested in attacking us. There can be no better example of what I have said and said and said. When seconds count, the police are only minutes away. When seconds count, police are only minutes away. 866-660-5759. Shannon, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here. It's a sad day with another massacre, but if any Americans are paying attention to Europe, they can see what the future is if we continue on the same path in the U.S., because Europe is further down the sinkhole on immigration, open borders that have led to these things. France is the worst. I mean, I think there's 12% of the population is Muslim. That's not to say all of them are terrorists, but they've allowed a lot of terrorists a lot of ISIS members into France because of the open border situation. And that's the thing I think people, if anyone wants to know, and I think a lot of people don't want to know in the U.S., but if they want to know, they can look at Europe, and you can go country by country, and the situation is not good, and it's going to get worse. And I don't know how they reverse it there. I think in the U.S., if we adopt some rational policies, we can diminish the risk. I don't think we're not to the point where we can eliminate the risk, but if we will adopt some reasonable policies on immigration, I think we can start getting a grip on things. But
what we need to do more than anything else is we need to start holding these people accountable in any way we possibly can.
Well, absolutely. I mean, but I think everyone gets a chance in November to decide where we want to go, because one direction leads us down the path to being in the situation Europe is in, and the other may be able to get control of the environment. So I think people who are paying attention can act in November in the voters' booth. So here's hoping,
Yeah, definitely. 866-660-5759. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it. We really don't have that much to worry about here in the United States because we don't have trucks. We have trucks. We don't have fireworks. We don't have public gatherings. In other words, it's a matter of time. So what do you do? Well, you can spend ungodly amounts of money on barriers that would keep a truck away from pedestrians. You can do that. You can walk as close to the buildings as you possibly can, although that limits your mobility. Always keep something between you and the street. That's something I do every day. Except when I'm walking with Susan. And then I'm what's between Susan and the street. When I can put something between me and Susan in the street, then I do. But I said something a couple of weeks ago that I stand behind. If you didn't get shot today, or if you didn't get run over by a truck today, or a car, or any number of other things, it's only because the sniper didn't see you today. Believe me, it's a lot easier to get a hold of a truck than it is to get a hold of all the things necessary to be able to put together a terrorist stunt like we've seen in the past. 866-660-5759. Joining us is a new friend of the Wells Report. He joined us a little while ago. He is Dr. Tim Furnish. He's got a PhD in Islamic history from Ohio State. Got that back in 2001. You were prescient, my friend.
Better to be lucky than good, I think.
Let's talk a little bit about this amazing attack. Here's a guy that has a truck apparently filled with all kinds of weapons, which doesn't make any sense. Typically, that's expensive stuff. You're eventually, now it becomes the property of the state. I don't really get that part, but I guess that was a target of opportunity that may have just been too much to avoid if you happen to be a terrorist trying to kill people.
Right. Although you would think if you were a terrorist in France, you would know Bastille Day is coming up and plan accordingly. But yeah, it may very well be that he was stockpiling this stuff for an even bigger attack, and then decided, oh, this is perfect. All these targets of opportunity milling about here.
What are we going to do about this, man? There are all kinds of trucks. There are all kinds of gatherings. There are all kinds of ways that an attack like this could happen, and nobody would have any warning.
Right. Really hard to lay this one on the NRA, isn't it? Can't really go there with that. It's the same sort of discussion in dealing with people that formally have pledged allegiance to groups like ISIS or Al-Qaeda. And again, we don't know that this is Islamic terrorist, but applying Occam's razor, odds are that it's going to be probably some sort of Muslim terrorist. And the media will, of course, trot out the lone wolf trope, which really isn't accurate because they aren't lone wolves. They're motivated by the same ideology, you know, a 7th century understanding of Islam in which you have to make Islam rule the world and kill anybody that gets in the way. And you don't have to be formally in touch with a group to do it. So, you know, some of the paradigms that the counterterrorism folks are running by, especially under this administration, which is that it's not terrorism if it's not someone that is, you know, formally pledged what's called bay'ah or allegiance to Islamic State or Al-Qaeda or someone, really don't work anymore. And I mean, you would think this is now the 3rd major attack in France in, I believe, about 18 months. You would think that would start to dawn on people. So, you know, as unpalatable as it sounds, the fact is that a certain demographic, which frankly is young Muslim males between the ages of 18 and 34, are responsible for the vast majority of the world's terrorism. And profiling, it's interesting, isn't it, that profiling is okay in certain situations for certain people, but not for other people. And that's just something we're going to have to move toward.
Yeah, we're in a situation. By the way, we did hear from the NRA, the National Rambler Association, which reminded us that ramblers don't kill people, semis do. So just in case you were wondering about that.
That's right.
The thing that I want to say, and I'm not making light of this horrifying event, but at some point, you know, when you start thinking about all of the ridiculousness that we've heard from America's left when we've had stone terrorists attack us here at home, like the other night, the last Thursday night here in Dallas, you know, you start thinking about all these things and the foolishness, the epic foolishness that is involved in the political rhetoric that follows one of these attacks is it absolutely demands ridicule.
Well, it's because it's an attitude that not only is stupid and foolish, denies reality, but it's a recipe for societal suicide. Because basically you're saying the very people who have pledged their damnedest, if you will, to destroy our civilization, not just kill as many of us as they can, but destroy our civilization, are the very people we can't identify and we can't stop. And in fact, it's become almost the opposite. It's become a badge, almost a shield of protection to be someone who professes this ideology. Remember Major Hassan at Fort Hood?
Yes.
Was giving lectures talking about how people needed to convert to Islam, otherwise they would suffer, you know, all kinds of horrible punishments, both in this world and the next. And his superiors didn't report him because they were afraid of being accused of terrorism. There are reports about the same thing about Said Farouk in San Bernardino. Neighbors knew that he was up to no good. They didn't want to be called Islamophobic. So, you know, I don't know why the left has picked out, and it's doubly ironic, of course, that the left has picked out Islam for particular protection when Islam is, frankly, when literally understood, probably the most misogynistic, anti-progressive, regressive ideology system on the face of the earth.
Well, you know, and the thing about that is, and I'm glad you called because you're the guy to ask. I mean, there are Muslims that do not feel this way. They right. are Muslims that read the Quran and get a completely different message out of it. I said that maybe it's because in some of the more far-flung areas of the earth, the Quran is basically the only book that anybody ever has a chance to read, and because of that, there is a more literal interpretation based on the dare I say, simplicity of the people. But the thing
right,
about that is,
for the Taliban, for instance, that's true.
Yeah. So now we're in a situation where there are Muslims that are horrified by all of this, and how do we tell them apart?
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? I mean, I just heard a fellow on news a little bit ago who was a Moroccan immigrant who watched this, and he said, this is not Islam. I'm like, well, see, the problem then is the argument is an in-house Islamic argument. You guys go take it outside and decide who is the real Islam, who's the real Muslim, and who's not. And meanwhile, how does that help us? Because it's although it's true that many Muslims are killed by Muslim terrorists like ISIS, it's also very true that the most persecuted people by ISIS and by these Islamic fundamentalist groups, frankly, are Christians. And if you look at Dabiq magazine, for instance, which ISIS publishes, and ISIS says flat out that they're coming after us, particularly the United States and France to a secondary degree, because they see us as Christian states standing in their way. They're not attacking us because of our freedoms or because of the Statue of Liberty or the Constitution or Enlightenment ideals, despite what George Bush and Barack Obama say. They're attacking us because they see us as a Christian nation. They see France as a Christian nation, which of course is quite ironic because it's so secular. But until we come to acknowledge that there are understandings of Islam, which frankly, John David, are not minority and are not aberrant understandings of Islam. It is mainstream in Islam to read the Quran literally. The people, we keep referring to people like this as the radicals. No, you know who the radicals are? The radicals are the ones as such as you described that don't take the Quran literally.
Well, why
They're the radicals. These people that are taking the Quran literally and beheading and killing non-Muslims and trying to take over the world for Islam are actually, by the lights of the Quran and the Hadiths, the understanding, the sayings of Muhammad, they're actually the good Muslims.
Now you are saying this as an eminent expert on all this.
Well, I've spent over 20 years studying Islam, and I've studied Arabic and other major languages, so I think I do know something about it.
Well, and the thing about that is that that's not the message that we hear about. What we hear about is we hear that most people are absolutely reviled by any of this.
Well, that's just the facts don't bear that out. Look at the data that came out recently, about a month or so ago, from the Senate subcommittee on, I believe it was immigration and national security or something like that. It's got a strange subcommittee name. They put out data. If you Google it, you can find it. Their charts were up that since 9/11, almost all of the, except for 3 small groups to which were pledged allegiance by terrorists, all of the terrorists in the United States arrested since 9/11, despite all of this garbage from Homeland Security and Jay Johnson and the president about right-wing terrorism, almost all, like 90+% of the people arrested for terrorism in the United States had pledged allegiance to one of the Islamic groups. Okay, there were no Christian terrorist groups, no right-wing Christian groups on the list. Okay, if you look at the list that was put out by the United Arab Emirates last year, which is an Arab Muslim state, they put out a list of 83 terrorist groups. 82 of them were Muslim. So I guess that makes the United Arab Emirates an Islamophobic state in some sense. So the data just doesn't back up this ridiculous charge. And again, I mean, I look at it as an Islamic historian, and I realize that for the last 1,436 years of Islamic history, there have been all kinds of different Islamic denominations and Islamic sects. In fact, that's what my latest book, Sex, Lies, and the Caliphate, was exactly about. And although mainstream Islam does say, wage jihad, conquer the world, subjugate non-Muslims or kill them. Now that's the mainstream understanding. Thankfully, most Muslims in the world don't operate on that, okay? They have sort of discarded that, thrown it onto the trash bin of history. And beyond that, there are sects of Islam. The Shiites, for instance, actually don't believe this. Some of the Shiite groups. There are other Sunni groups that don't believe this. They are minorities. They're often persecuted, but they don't believe it. But until the understanding in which beheading and jihad and this sort of thing, until that is made the minority viewpoint instead of the majority viewpoint, which is really what it is, we're going to have this problem because you can't. The so-called moderate Muslims can't go to the Taliban or the Al-Qaeda guy or the ISIS member and say what you're doing is wrong, because they'll turn around and quote them chapter and verse and say, no, we're doing it right, you're not doing it right.
And then they'll get beheaded. Dr. Tim Furnish. Yeah, Dr. Tim Furnish is our guest. Sects, Lies, and the Caliphate, 10 years of observations on Islam. You can find out more by going to mahdiwatch.org, M-A-H-D-I watch.org. Doctor, always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer. You know, it's interesting. There are companies that don't want your conservative dollars. They'll take them, and what they'll do is they'll turn them into liberal dollars. Can you believe that? Yeah. They take your money, they turn around, and they give it to liberal causes. One of the greatest congressmen I ever heard of was a guy named Alan West. He got on the wrong side of one of these big cell phone companies, and before you could say, holy moly, they dropped millions upon millions of dollars to get him diselected from office. We lost an important conservative voice in the Congress that day, and it's because someone had a cell phone and they had no idea that they were funding the diselection of Alan West. Get in touch with Patriot Mobile. Get in touch with a company that has the same values you do. Right now, you can get a Samsung Galaxy S5 or an iPhone 5S, the phone that I use right this very moment. It has unlimited talk, text, data for just $50. $50 a month? Yeah, you want to know more? All you got to do is call Patriot Mobile right now. 800-A-PATRIOT. 800-A-PATRIOT. Find out more at patriotmobile.com. Call 800-272-8746. Visit patriotmobile.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
Truth spoken here. More of which is next. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer. Hugh Hewitt says the president never wastes a tragedy.
It is not helpful for the president to bring up gun control when they're notifying families of victims. It just does not help. Come out and say, we support police, respect police, we stand behind police, we grieve with police. I do regret that the president brought up gun control in his remarks, but never let a crisis go to waste.
The Hugh Hewitt at 5, right before Mark Davis at 7. Sir.
Hey, Mark Davis from our friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. Simple question. What are we trying to do? Well, Mark, what do you mean? I mean, what are we trying to do? Let's make the list. Eat healthy, lose weight. That's all good. But listen, on that list somewhere, keep aware of our own bodies. Try to fend off heart attacks and cancer by being aware of what's going on inside us. Scan technology exists, and Viascan prices give us the motivation to do the job right. At Viascan of Las Colinas, John Duncan and the crew are there for you at a number I'm about to share so that you can see through the heart scan if you have plaques or blockages going on in your heart. See through the body scan what's going on in various other vital organs, maybe any pesky cancers that are festering there that you can detect early, the virtual colonoscopy, and so much more so we can stay healthy, stay on the planet, stay plugged into life. 972-739-2840. Call them. 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
As a listener of the financial diva Victoria Woods on this station, you know that she only makes two statements about the market with absolute certainty. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Volatility is part of investing, and if that's a roller coaster ride you're just not interested in taking anymore, it's time to consider protecting a minimum of 25% of your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call 888-838-3482 today. If you're 10 to 15 years from retirement, having the right balance of protection and growth in your retirement portfolio is one way to rest easy when the market is doing cartwheels. Call Chapelwood Financial Services at 888-838-3482 to discover how you can have that balanced plan. Protection of a portion of your assets is the foundation of your retirement plan. Don't lose another minute of sleep worrying about the next market correction. Contact Chapelwood Financial at 888-838-3482 or email office@chapelwood.com. That's 2 P's and 1 L to ask how you can protect your money today. That's 888-838-3482.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
In the world of mattresses, personalized comfort matters. Your body needs a mattress that will fit your unique physical needs. So a personalized fit means less back and neck pain and ultimately better sleep. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. 30 minutes with the pros at Savin. That's exactly what you get. A custom-tailored mattress and a more comfortable sleeping experience. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake. Go to savin.com.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. We want to thank Dr. Tim Furnish for joining us on way late notice. Man, this is an horrific attack on the people of France again. And as we come to this, the French president is now saying, Francois Hollande, he says it cannot be denied that Nice, France attack was terrorism. So they are saying it's terror, and we will find out more as time unfolds. The latest terror attack in the United States was at the hands of Micah Xavier Johnson. Who was this troubled young man? What do we know about him? I'll be bringing you up to date on that as well. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. In case you're wondering, I fired up the YouTube live events tonight. We've got television, mainly because I'm really proud of this shirt. I like this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts these days. I love these. Yeah, it's not that I wanted you to see the show on video. It's just that I wanted to show you my shirt. So there you have it. 866-660-5759. Feel free to call us and tell us what you think about all of this as we unwind another news day on 660 AM. The Answer. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgatos. America has been rocked over the last few weeks by events that will change our country. On my show, America Can We Talk, we talk about the issues and events shaping America. That we talk truth about America and why it matters to you. Tune in to America Can We Talk from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer or online at 660amtheanswer.com and click on Listen Live. Talk to you Sunday.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years. Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful, the Farewell Tour. A pioneer whose ministry has helped shape Christian music for over 3 decades. This is your last opportunity to experience the voice.
Sandy Patty at Gateway Church in Southlake.
Sandy Patty, 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th.
Part of the Dallas Baptist University concert series.
Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour at premierproductions.com. Don't wait, this concert is selling fast. Don't miss your chance to experience the music and ministry of Sandy Patty. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some urgent news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from PBS host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-644-3169 now to get your personalized copy rushed to you today. Do you want to avoid mistakes baby boomers and seniors can make when they buy annuities? Those mistakes now could be costly later to you and your family. Call 800-644-3169. That's 800-644-3169. Employees of J.T. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Jane Metzler. Running for their lives on the French Riviera, a truck driver mowing down dozens of people in the southern city of Nice, people who'd been celebrating the National Bastille Day holiday.
We were on the beach having dinner, watching the fireworks, and heard gunfire.
At least 77 are dead, 50 more injured, 15 said to be in critical condition. After stopping the vehicle, that truck driver then got out and started shooting. He was killed in a gun battle with police. The truck loaded with guns and grenades. In a statement, President Obama saying on behalf of the American people, he condemns what appears to be a terrorist attack. ISIS has not claimed responsibility, but members are posting celebratory messages on social media. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk. 660 AM The Answer. The Mike Gallagher Show.
For getting ready for Trump's big vice presidential announcement, we'll carry the press conference live and get your instant feedback and your reaction. Will it be Mike Pence, Newt Gingrich, Chris Christie, Jeff Sessions, or a surprise pick? And what does the selection say about Trump? Will he choose the safe pick, the Paul Manafort pick, or could Trump go for a pirate like himself?
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Good Feet. One of the reasons it's such a joy to hang out with these folks is they have such great stories of helping people who have tried other things that did not work. And getting out of foot pain is a thing of joy to behold. Ask them at Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake, the 3 locations of Good Feet, or go to goodfeetdfw.com. Listen, as one of the good folks at Good Feet talks about what it's like to help people to watch them come in for a solution that actually works.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue. They're searching, they're grasping at straws because they've been trying other products and they've bought something that they thought was going to help solve their problem, and it didn't.
The good people of Good Feet with solutions that are real, not the plasticky gel, one size fits most nonsense. Nope, but the sizes, the styles for men, for women. Get out of pain today. That foot pain can become back pain, hip pain, leg pain. GoodFeetDFW.com, Plano, Fort Worth, or Southlake. GoodFeetDFW.com. Check them out today. Hey, it's Mark Davis. I bet you heard a lot about the money you can save leasing a car versus buying. Well, now there's a way to save even more. Let's talk about Brass Hat Leasing versus leasing through anybody else. BrassHatLeasing.com. In car lingo, a Brass Hat vehicle is a program car, factory demo with extremely low miles and very near showroom condition. Untitled cars that qualify for new programs that can save us a bunch of money. Go to BrassHatLeasing.com, shop through the inventory, see and drive the car you want. Brass Hat Leasing, wide selection of makes, models featuring leases, even sales if you like, of these next to new vehicles. So close to new, so much more affordable. Here's the Brass Hat Leasing deal of the day.
Lease a 2016 Chevy Cruze for $199 per month. 39-month, 12,000-mile lease with $99 down plus TT&L due at signing. Whether it's technology you crave, efficiency you need, or thoughtful details you appreciate, you'll find everything in the all-new 2016 Cruze. Go to BrassHatLeasing.com for more details.
BrassHatLeasing.com. Check it out. 855-998-2202. 855-998-2202 or BrassHatLeasing.com.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-550-1388. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-550-1388. That's 1-800-550-1388. 1-800-550-1388.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. ZipRecruiter.com. You can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. Right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/America. That's ZipRecruiter.com/America. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/America.
Bill Bennett here to tell you about Augusta Precious Metals. What if you could store your IRA or 401k where you can see, touch, and hold it in person in the form of physical gold and silver coins? I know I would, and you can't do that with stocks. With the Augusta Gold and Silver IRA, you can transfer retirement savings into physical coins, store them where you can actually see them. Free shipping, zero management fees, and Augusta pays all upfront costs. Getting started is absolutely free. Rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau, enjoys a 98% 5-star customer satisfaction rating with TrustLink.org. Trust Augusta. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882 now for your free guide to Augusta Gold IRAs. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882. That's 1-855-222-5882. or visit AugustaPreciousMetals.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. The video coming out of Nice, France is horrifying. There was somebody that just put up a video. It's a cell phone video of him walking down the street amongst the littered bodies. 2 and 3 and 4 at a time, twisted into grotesque and inhuman shapes. In pools of blood. Some covered with blankets, some not. Family members sitting beside those they loved, now gone forever. It's unbelievable. Let me get to Jason in Flower Mound. Jason, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, JD. I got a question for you. Don't you think it's kind of curious that a guy's got a truck full of grenades and rifles, and he uses the truck?
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought about that I thought that was kind of strange. I think what it probably happened was, and I was talking to Dr. Tim Furnish about this. I said, it looked to me like it was just too appealing a target of opportunity. I think the guy was planning on either showing up to meet with some other people to pass those weapons out or something along that line. But what he did was he said, I've got an opportunity to take out as many as who knows, hundreds of people, and he took it.
I may mildly disagree with you on that. I think that's a possibility, but I think he's sending two messages. First, to the people of France, your gun laws don't work. I can get any guns and grenades that I want. And a second message to America, be aware that your gun laws aren't going to matter either. We can kill you any way we want to.
Well, my interest is, okay, so since we are going to be under attack because we are the targets. I mean, I'm talking about run-of-the-mill people. Since we are the targets, how do we defend ourselves from a runaway truck? Have you thought about that? I mean, I, like you, have seen pictures of Israelis going about their business with their M16s slung over their shoulders. That would be about the only way you could stop a truck like that, just like the police stopped the truck. We started shooting at the driver through the windscreen. That's about all you'd be able to do. I routinely walk around with a pistol, but I don't routinely walk around with a rifle. So what are we going to do about this? Typically, we don't just lay down and die because somebody has a bad attitude or some kind of crazy idea about what gets them to heaven. But we have to come up with a way around this. We have to come up with a way to defend ourselves from this. Because if we are indeed successful in defending ourselves from this, they'll start doing something else. The problem with that, of course, is that they're dictating the initiative. This is perfect asymmetrical warfare. If you have not read up on asymmetrical warfare, you need to become an expert. It's truly genius. You keep changing the way it comes down as often as you can come up with something that works. We'll have a few of these kinds of attacks, and then they'll stop. Something else will come up, something even more horrifying. And we will be forced to react again. So how do we defend ourselves? 866-660-5759. So the Army veteran who shot and killed 5 police officers during a protest in Dallas had been sent home from Afghanistan after being accused of sexually harassing a fellow soldier. Michael Xavier Johnson, who fatally shot 5 officers and wounded 7 more before police killed him with a remote-controlled bomb, lived with family in the suburb of Mesquite, where he played basketball for hours at a time. Friends said the 25-year-old didn't seem interested in politics, but his Facebook page showed he liked black militant groups, including the African American Defense League and the New Black Panther Party, which was founded here in Dallas. His profile photo showed him wearing a dashiki and raising his fist over the words Black Power, and his cover shot carried the red, black, and green Pan-African flag. For 6 years, starting in 2009, Johnson served in the Army Reserve as a private first class with a specialty in carpentry and masonry. In May 2014, 6 months into his Afghanistan tour, he was accused of sexual harassment by a female soldier. The Army sent him back to the U.S., recommending an other than honorable discharge. This, according to Bradford Glendenning, the military lawyer who represented him. That recommendation was highly unusual, since counseling is usually ordered before more drastic steps are taken. In this case, it was not just. According to the court filing Glendenning read over the phone, the victim said that he wanted Johnson to receive mental help while also seeking a protective order to keep him away from her and her family wherever they went. Johnson was ordered to avoid all contact with her. Glendenning said Johnson was set to be removed from the Army in September of 2014 because of the incident, but instead got an honorable discharge months later. Someone really screwed up, but to my client's benefit. Well, by all means, Mr. Counselor, don't correct it so people might have warning that this guy's a little twisted. Please don't do that. While authorities searched Johnson's home, they found bomb-making materials, ballistic vests, rifles, ammunition, a personal journal of combat tactics. The Dallas Police Chief, David Brown, said Johnson told negotiators before he was killed that he was acting alone and was unaffiliated with any group. The chief said Johnson cited the fatal shootings of black men by police officers in Louisiana and Minnesota, which prompted the protest march in Dallas and many other cities. The suspect said he was upset with white people and wanted to kill white people, especially white police officers. But Jay Johnson isn't sure it's a hate crime yet. Well, he's only killing white police officers. Well, how could that possibly be a hate crime? Clayton in Garland, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here.
I'm great. Yeah, for your solution on how to protect ourselves, do what I do. I carry a Yugo M92 pistol and 7.62 by 39 with a 75-round mag loaded full of red and black. Ever since the Curtis Caldwell Center happened, it was approximately 5 miles from my house.
Wow.
I mean, I'm serious about this. I mean, I'm tired.
Do you carry it with you? Do you carry it with you on the street?
I carry it right next to me in my car, and sometimes I do. I mean, it's small enough that I can conceal it.
Yeah.
And it's a pistol. It's legal.
No, I understand. I understand completely. Thanks very much. Appreciate your time. Let me get to Randy in Garland. Randy, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome.
Hi, John David. Thanks for having me on your show.
Sure.
This whole thing about asymmetrical warfare, this is new. This is the guerrilla warfare Mao wrote about that the Central American countries have dealt with, and there are different strategies that can be used. Mao said that the guerrilla moves through the populace like a fish swims through the sea. So your trick is you have to somehow drain the sea, which means you have to find out what their support structures are, be serious about tracking those support structures down, and then unleash your population on them, because this is a form of war. And then there's some other things that can be done as well, as far as, making sure your people are defended. In Guatemala, they called it the Beans and Bullets program. They provided food for the villages, but they also provided weapons for the villagers so they could fight the guerrillas. Your previous caller made an interesting statement about carrying the AK pistol. I have an AR pistol, which I've started schlepping around, and a special case made by 511 that looks like kind of a tennis case, so it doesn't even look like you're carrying a weapon.
You don't have a violin case?
No, I don't have a violin case. This looks a whole lot less suspicious than a violin case. Just flip it over your shoulder, and looks like one of those sports bags. That's what 511 designed it to look like.
Yeah.
And it holds an AR pistol just fine. And, I think we're going to have to rethink in this era of terrorism personal defense. Even the military's gone to personal defense weapons rather than just plain sidearms. Because you're going to need something with more penetration and more rounds, because if you're trying to stop a truck bearing down on you, the handgun just may not be enough.
Well, I agree. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, so clearly I need an SBR. I called SIG this morning, and I said, I said, okay, so I have two requirements, as short as reasonable, not necessarily as short as possible, but short as reasonable, and I need rounds coming out not sideways.
Yeah, about 10.5-inch barrel, 1 1/8 twist. I've tested that. That works real well.
Yeah, that's
what AR pistol.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out a way to carry it in a.
Look at 511. You look at 511 gear and some of the other ones. Look for what they call stealth tactical rifle cases. They're trying to look like other things, and it's another option.
Well, I could always get one of those and then silk screen a smiley face on it. Why not? No. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Getting back to Micah Xavier Johnson. David Brown said the suspect was upset with white people, wanted to kill white people, especially white people police officers. Activists with Black Lives Matter, whose peaceful march police were guarding as he opened fire, repudiated the shootings. It wasn't immediately clear if Johnson had any connection to the movement, which disavowed violence. But one of the groups Johnson liked on Facebook, the African American Defense League, posted a message earlier this week encouraging violence against police in response to the killing in Louisiana. The pig has shot and killed Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You and I know what we must do, and I don't mean marching, making a lot of noise, or attending conventions. We must rally the troops. It's time to visit Louisiana and hold a barbecue. You do realize last night I asked if you thought that this organization, Black Lives Matter, was a terrorist group? Was that maybe a dumb question?
No.
I mean, seriously. Yeah, I asked if it was a terrorist group. And then, of course, here they come. Next day in the newspaper proving that they're a terrorist group.
If it walks like a terrorist, talks like a terrorist.
You're listening to the Wells Report, 866-660-5759. There's more about Micah Xavier Johnson, and you're going to hear about it coming up in just a moment on the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer on what is a very nice day in North Texas. Thursday night, the 14th of July, year of our Lord 2016. Back with more in a moment.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. You and I both know that the warmer, wetter seasons in Texas can give us real foundation problems. Wet spells, dry spells. Let me put you in touch with Abacus Foundation Repair. If you even think you've got any kind of foundation problem, this is what I did. I called them. You'll be glad you did too. At 972-406-9000. Call the right people first. Abacus Foundation Repair, 406 9000. Why are they the right people to call if you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or any kind of suspicion? Because they're going to map your house with the skill of an engineer. Look for possible causes like a plumbing issue so the problem doesn't come back. When they're done, you get a lifetime warranty. You can transfer free and clear to any new owner. It adds to your home's value. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus Foundation Repair, so give them a call. 972-406-9000. Abacus, A-B-A-C-U-S, abacusfoundationrepair.com. You'll be glad you called, so call 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-900-1904. That's 1-800-900-1904. 1-800-900-1904.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis. I'm my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Ladies and gents, if you're over 40, listen up. Got a question for you. Do you own at least one pair of reading glasses, maybe 5, 7, maybe a dozen, matching various outfits, leave in various rooms? Are you tired of having to put them on to see up close, take them off to see far away, put them on again, take them off again? It's like the reading glasses relay. And if you have had it with this, get over with my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. They have another option, the corneal inlay procedure. The corneal inlay, especially for those of us over 40. So unless you just love wearing all those reading glasses, call 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Ask about the corneal inlay today. You can't literally turn back the clock, but you can see the way you used to. 1-800-714-2020. Reading glasses forever, or the corneal inlay. You pick. Climate Evangelista Eye Center. I love them. You will too. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Ask about the corneal inlay procedure at 1-800-714-2020.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, you might not sleep so well. But now, SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs, and it's completely hands-free. For a limited time, you can try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700-1331.
SoClean changed the CPAP experience for the better. My health has improved. It's simple to use. I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean destroys CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs, and it eliminates the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. There's no water, chemicals, or disassembly. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto! Your CPAP system is clean and fresh in minutes. Call SoClean.com to try it risk-free at home for 30 days. This is a limited time offer, only available by calling 1-800-700-1331. That's 1-800-700-1331.
Welcome to Staples. Staples guy, I need to get a grip on my company's spending. Staples has low prices every day. Nope, with our price match low thing for your office. Everything? Everything. The lowest prices on ink, paper, coffee, ink, folders, notepads, ink, sticky notes, ink, trash pads, ink, binders, and ink. Need some ink? A little bit, yeah.
Trust Staples for low prices every day. Staples, make more happen.
Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store or staples.com for details.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Micah Xavier Johnson. Identified by police as the sniper who shot 12 people during a Black Lives Matter protest in downtown Dallas last Thursday. They found all of the things in his apartment: bomb-making materials, ballistic vests, rifles, ammunition, on and on and on. And so we find out a little bit more about him. He was shunned by the new Black Panther Party after he began to encourage fellow members to take up arms. Houston-based new Black Panther Party leader Quanell X said that he excused Johnson when the Army veteran encouraged the group to stockpile guns and ammunition. I knew Brother, and Brother had spent some time with us in the new Black Panther Party nation, and he'd also worked some security details for me in events that we had. It was not clear if Quanell X considered Johnson a member of his group, but he said he told Johnson to excuse himself from the group about 3 years ago, after Johnson questioned why the group was not buying guns and ammunition to fight the U.S. government. I told him this is not Afghanistan. We are an organization that has a paramilitary chain of command. He ignored that chain of command. There is something else. The problem is that there is a connection to the Nation of Islam. After leaving the new Black Panther Party, he landed with the Nation of Islam and a mosque here in Dallas. It is my sincere hope that the Nation of Islam does not begin to buy into the jihad that has the world reeling in other parts of the planet. It is my hope that they don't go down that road. And if indeed they are going down that road, they need to stop immediately. The Nation of Islam has not been widely recognized by mainstream Islam. But if Louis Farrakhan decides to take his group over the precipice and down that road, it will very likely end quickly and harshly. There's almost no doubt about that. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number, 866-660-5759. You've heard of Christmas in July. Well, that's exactly what is happening. Christmas Wish from our sister station, 94.9 FM KLTY, is getting underway one day tomorrow. Why are they doing that? I'll explain. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. We would sure like to hear from you. A busy news day as 77 people lost their lives in a Bastille Day attack.
Up to 80.
It's up to 80 now? 80
According
people.
to a French official.
According to a French official, the death toll is now 80, and the video is horrific. 866-660-5759. You are listening to the Wells Report.
Now you can hear the Joy of a Rich Retirement radio show at its new time, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Listen to Dr. W. Neil Gallagher and Matthew Gallagher as they explain how you can have a worry-free retirement. They'll also help you make sense of today's financial headlines. Planning for your retirement is not an option. Get the advice you need to achieve financial success in these uncertain times. Listen to the Joy of a Rich Retirement at its new time this Saturday at 1 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
The anticipation is finally giving way to reality. Here it comes, the 2016 Republican Convention in Cleveland. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and Mark Davis and I want to invite you to the final night convention watch party.
JD, there's only one thing more exciting than the last night of the convention, with the acceptance speech, the analysis, the official start of the real campaign, and that's the chance to watch it all with listeners.
This will be just like our debate watching parties at Studio Movie Grill, Spring Valley in 75. $10 will get you a ticket at 660amtheanswer.com. Come watch the convention's biggest night with your radio friends.
And bring your friends and family. It's live history in the making, so let's enjoy it together. The 2016 Republican Convention Final Night Watch Party, Studio Movie Grill, Spring Valley in 75. Just $10 for tickets at 660amtheanswer.com.
This event is sponsored by All Level Concrete Raising and Supporting, North Texas Air, and Texas Scorecard at texasscorecard.com.
This is David Davenport of the Hoover Institution for Townhall.com. There is a new gold rush in California, a rush for the pot of gold promised by the legalization of marijuana. Although California voters rejected it in 2010, it is on the ballot again, and current polls show it winning. With the sixth largest economy in the world, California's vote is especially important. What have we learned from the states that have already legalized marijuana? Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and D.C. First, it's not quite the economic boon the states expected, with people buying on black markets or avoiding taxes in other ways. More important, a Colorado report shows increases in marijuana-related traffic deaths, hospital visits, school suspensions, and other legal problems. And legalization sometimes causes prices to fall and increases use and related disorders. It's no wonder that the California measure is opposed by law enforcement, prison officials, and health groups. It's not merely a question of freedom or lifestyle, it's doubling down on serious social problems. I'm David Davenport.
This is a special announcement for all Americans who owe back taxes to the IRS or state. Pay attention. There's a special toll-free hotline set up especially for you. This hotline will give you free information on how you can legally reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call the taxpayer hotline today at 1-800-442-4840. Grab a pen or put the number in your cell phone. 1-800-442-4840. You'll speak with qualified professionals who will tell you how to stop the collection calls, IRS letters, bank levies, and wage garnishments. And they'll deal directly with the IRS on your behalf so you don't have to. Even if you haven't filed returns or are already in a payment plan, you can still get relief. New IRS settlement policies have opened the doors for a fresh start. But hurry, this won't last forever, and your tax problem will only get worse if you do nothing or try to handle it yourself. It makes a big difference in who you call. So call the taxpayer hotline today for free information. 1-800-442-4840. 1-800-442-4840.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. One more thing about the terrorists in our midst. The veteran FBI agent and the local sheriff's deputy took no chances when they got a credible tip about a potential terrorist. In a joint operation, they ran his name through a maze of federal criminal and terrorism databases, scrutinized his telephone records for suspicious contacts. Without a warrant, they couldn't read his emails or listen to his calls, but they watched him from unmarked cars to track his daily routine and see who he met. They deployed 2 confidential informants more than a dozen times to secretly record his conversations. They interviewed him twice, convinced him to provide a written statement in which he admitted he had previously lied to FBI agents. In the end, after a counterterrorism investigation that stretched from May 2013 to March 2014, the agent and his supervisor concluded Omar Mateen was not a threat and closed the case. 2 years later, June 12th, the 29-year-old security guard strode into a packed gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, and massacred 49 people, wounded dozens more, in the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. He pledged allegiance to Islamic State before he was killed by police. Since then, senior FBI officials have scoured the 3-inch case file from the 2013-2014 investigation to see whether agents had missed clues to his murderous intentions or apparent radicalization. One of those senior FBI officials said, "We don't have a crystal ball, unfortunately. We went right up to the edge of what we could do legally, and there just wasn't anything there." In interviews with the Times, senior FBI officials provided new details of their early focus on Mateen and some of the lessons they've drawn as the FBI assesses and tracks more than 1,000 suspected extremists across the country. The 10-month probe remains one of the enduring and frustrating mysteries of Mateen's deadly rampage at the Pulse nightclub. So the issue is, when you lie in front of the FBI, you should be arrested and put on ice. That's what you should be. That's what should happen to you. This is what happens when you have a perfectly good set of rules, and refuse to enforce them. Cambiz from Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here. Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to make a comment about the Mateen. I'm from Afghanistan as well, and his father supports Taliban.
Yes.
So the
mention
problem
about,
is, I have been to Afghanistan. I grew up in the war, and I have been to Pakistan as well. The problem is, for the listeners, that the Taliban came from Pakistan, and ISIS is motivated by Taliban. So all these people that are committing all these crimes, they're just motivated by these sources. If there's no ISIS and there's no Taliban, then they don't have any source of motivation. But my question is, Pakistan being source of Taliban, which they are,
yes,
how come they're still allies?
I have no idea. Did you hear about the weapons-drawn stare down at Tora Bora when United States military officials and CIA officials had cornered Osama bin Laden?
Yes.
There were
There
were Pakistani soldiers right there putting guns on Americans and saying, "No, you're not going to go there." And what was happening is that Osama bin Laden was making his escape.
Yes, and he was living, after all, next to an army base in Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
It's more than frustrating. It's treacherous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's absolutely treacherous. I have no idea why they're still our allies. None.
Yes. There's a schools in Pakistan. One is mosque. One is Islamic schools everywhere. The young boys go and they study, and they call everybody pigs. And I'm Muslim, and honestly, I hate them. I don't even call it Muslim anymore. My girlfriend, she's Catholic, and we always in the argument. But I'm saying is, that's what it is. This came from. So that's just my comment. I mean, not all Muslims. I guess the Sharia and things made it so complicated that most Muslim people are not. They're even ashamed calling themselves Muslim. Honestly, that's me myself.
Cambiz, I need to ask you some questions. And thank you very much for being so gracious as to call us this evening, because, we're not trying to pick fights with people. By and large, Americans are pretty laid back. We work really, really hard. We play really, really hard. We love our freedoms. We love our free speech. We love those things. We do love our religions, and we love our God, and we love our prophets as most Muslims do. But what I am concerned about is this. Theo van Gogh, a cartoonist in the Netherlands, is stabbed to death on the street because he drew a cartoon featuring the prophet.
Yes.
Now, that was blasphemous. I got that. But because he had besmirched the prophet, there was a fatwa issued by, from what I understand, a pretty straightforward mainstream imam, calling for his death. And somebody acted on it. Now, that wasn't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that wasn't somebody from the Taliban or from ISIS or from Al Qaeda. That was basically a run-of-the-mill devout Muslim, was it not?
Yeah, absolutely. If it was me, I would close every single source of where Muslims get together. Honestly, that's where it starts. And I'm telling you, Muslim. Me and my father, we got beat up by Taliban to go pray at 12 o'clock. And my father looked at me, he said, just remember this. This is not humanity. So, yeah, because the Sharia, I think Islam and Quran, it's in Arabic, and I don't know Arabic, but in Quran doesn't say that, but I think Sharia makes it.
I see.
We Muslims follow that rule, yeah.
I see. I was just trying to figure out why it is that these people could get away with, because clearly, the prophet cannot be pleased by what these people are doing. I mean, does that make sense?
No, absolutely not. No.
I don't see this. I'm looking at this and I'm going, the road to heaven cannot be moistened with the blood of innocence. It can't be. But yet, that's what these people believe. And yet, mainstream Muslims like yourself find themselves not taking these people to task. Meanwhile, we Catholics, we Americans, we sit here and we watch this. Fortunately, it hasn't happened much in the United States because I think the powers that be realize the waking of the sleeping giant thing. Because Americans Americans wouldn't put up with this for love nor money. We wouldn't put up with this. We're not going to allow this to happen. And what I fear is what happens when there are one too many attacks in America? What do? We're not going to put up with this. And I keep trying to get this across. And I'm hoping that somebody like Zudi Jasser, and some of the guys that I talk to can get it across to these people that they need to stop. They need to stop this, or disaster will ensue.
Yeah, I hope Republicans win this election and just go back and destroy the last, the last elements of these people. Honestly.
Well, we're going to have to do that.
Take them out of the map. Hopefully.
Yes, we will. Cumbies, God bless you, and God bless your family, and I hope that you live a wonderful life, and I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You take good care of yourself, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Just so perplexing. You have Micah Xavier Johnson, obviously disaffected, obviously angry at either the real or imagined bigotry that he's had to deal with in his life. Apparently attached, at least at some level, to the Nation of Islam. And then we have Cambiz. He's from Afghanistan. Leaves Afghanistan, emigrates to the United States, lives here and goes, I have no idea what these people are doing. Then we're stuck. How do you tell the difference between Cambiz and Micah Johnson, how do you tell the difference between these people? Those who are terrorists and those who are not. You have to protect those who are not from those who are. You can't just round them all up and throw them into an internment camp someplace. How do you separate the rams from the ewes? I don't know. I don't know. All of these things come together in a recipe for disaster for Muslims all across the globe. ISIS and Al-Qaeda and the Taliban slaughtering Muslims at a frightening rate. Far more than they slaughter anybody else, but the Christians, still the most persecuted group among those Muslims in the Middle East. At some point, the world will have had enough. And then what will happen after that? You know, if there's a bad enough attack in the United States, a religious test is absolutely going to be what happens next. If there's a Muslim terrorist attack of enough viciousness in the United States, we will act. One of the things that I say is when this stuff comes up, I say, if you have a problem with understanding that we're only going to put up with this just so much, go and ask the nearby Comanche chief about, how we handle business when their tribe was attacking the innocents and spilling our blood. But then I realized Comanche chiefs don't exist anymore. Can the Muslims really want to play cowboy and Muslims with us? They don't really want to do that, do they? George W. Bush famously asked a group of talk show hosts, one of them was talk radio superstar Mike Gallagher, sitting in the Oval Office, put the question to these men. I think there were a couple of women in the group too. I don't know. Laura Ingraham was there, yes. Anyway, put this question to the group. Do you want to go to war with 1.2 billion Muslims? The answer, of course, obviously is no. But clearly, some in that number of 1.2 billion have gone to war with us. And how are we to tell the difference? What are we to do? I mean, let's face it. If the S hits the F, there are going to be some collaterals that may sow the seeds for continued violence in the future. This simply isn't getting any better. And if tonight's attack is any indication, it's actually getting worse, at least in Europe. How much longer do we have to wait before the headlines feature the United States instead of France? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Did you know that big cellular phone companies spend a lot of time supporting liberal ideology and liberal politicians with hundreds of millions of your former dollars? Hi, I'm John David Wells from The Wells Report. Yeah, you pay your bill, they elect liberals. So get in touch with Patriot Mobile. The other day, a listener called. His name was Harlan. Said, you know what? I'm calling you on my Patriot Mobile telephone. My Patriot Mobile telephone is perfect. And 5% of the money I pay Patriot Mobile goes to the Tea Party because that's who he requested that money go to. Harlan knows. You should know now. Get in touch with Patriot Mobile and get in touch with a company that has the same values you do. Right now, you can get a Samsung Galaxy S5 or an iPhone 5S, the phone that I use right this very moment. It has unlimited talk, text, data for just $50. $50 a month? Yeah, you want to know more? All you got to do is call Patriot Mobile right now. 800-A-PATRIOT. 800-A-PATRIOT. Find out more at patriotmobile.com. Call 800-272-8746. Visit patriotmobile.com. Call 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer. John Hannity lays out the truth about Hillary's email server.
Everything that Hillary had told us about these emails, everything she lied about. The whole thing here is one big, massive, corrupt lie. No other person would ever get away with the things that Hillary Clinton has gotten away with.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
You know, there's a big difference between talking about the auto industry and knowing the auto industry. Hey, Kurt Chase here, host of the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We're right here every Saturday morning. I bring 25 years of dealership and automotive straight talk to you, the consumer. Whether it's buying or leasing a car, knowing a good used car from a bad bucket of bolts, financing to the best cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, Saturday mornings right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. That's 1-800-700-1134. 1-800-700-1134.
Nothing interrupts a productive day like feeling worn out. And nothing interrupts a good night's sleep like snoring. It's not just pain.
Over!
Snoring and sleep apnea leave you tired during the day and increase your risk for health problems. Isn't it time to shut down snoring for good? Simple Sleep Services has the solution that really works without painful surgery, creepy CPAP machines, or bulky. Just a comfortable custom mouthpiece. And Simple Sleep's provided more in 5 than anyone in the U.S. It's covered by medical insurance, and there's no pain or downtime. With Simple Sleep, you'll have more energy every day and more restful relaxation at night.
Honey, roll over.
Visit our full-service centers in Dallas and Fort Worth, online at simplesleepservices.com, or call us at 469-685-1700. Simple Sleep, 469-685-1700.
simplesleepservices.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards. The interest on the cards was really high. I was making the minimum payments, but barely. And it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment.
Trinity Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
They did help me learn how to manage my money. Now, we have a house and we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Holly and I am debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. 5 of our police officers ended their lives last Thursday night at the hands of a madman gunner. Every year, our sister station, 94.9 FM KLTY, has Christmas Wish. They are activating Christmas Wish for one day tomorrow. You'll find Christmas Wish from our sister station, 94.9 FM KLTY, at the McDonald's at 10720 Preston Road, number 1102 Dallas, Texas, 75230. That's at Preston and Royal. All the proceeds that we can raise will go to the 5 families. Help us, please. If you want more details, all you have to do is go to www.94.9klty, and we'll harden up that email address for you coming up in just a little bit. All money you can go to my blog page and find the link. All money donated during the broadcast will be given to the 5 fallen officers from last week's tragedy. It's Christmas Wish for one day tomorrow from 94.9 FM KLTY and 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
Hi, my name is Brenda. I had 5 of the lower disc of my back that had herniated, and they had pressed against the nerves, and I could not move. Hadn't felt my right leg in 8 months. The pain was so bad. Neurologists and surgeons had told me I'd never walk. And then I went back into the office with Dr. Chad, and I told him, I've had so many people tell me there's nothing I can do. And he says, I'm pretty sure I can get you out of that wheelchair. And little by little, he got me up walking, and it has gotten so much better. I cannot tell you how much I admire everybody in that office.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at genesisback.com.
If you're retired or retiring soon, you cannot afford to miss the extra special July free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Learn to grow your portfolio when possible while protecting it from a stock market crash. How to avoid serious and costly retirement mistakes. The best time to take Social Security. 5 strategies to save on income taxes plus more. Ken was featured in Forbes. Clients that followed his advice were out of the market in 2008. Don't miss it. Make your reservation at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net.
Know-how! Cold weather slows your battery down. But if it's hot enough to cook breakfast on your hood, your battery could be toast. So pick up a Napa Legend battery today, and you'll get a $15 rebate Visa card by mail. That's $15 back and a new battery. In case your old one gets fried. That's Napa Know-How. And participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Some exclusions apply. Offer expires 7/31/16. 660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Jane Metzler.
The French Interior Minister says at least 80 are dead, 50 others injured, 18 in critical condition after a terror attack tonight in Nice, France. This young woman was on the beach hoping to watch fireworks as the city marked Bastille Day, a national holiday.
People just were sprinting away from the crowd, and so we were confused and started running, and then just started hearing gunshots.
Those gunshots after a man in a truck driving at a high rate of speed mowed down pedestrians on a popular promenade. He then started shooting before he was killed in a gun battle with police. That truck loaded with guns and grenades. French President Francois Hollande.
The state of emergency, which was due to end on the 26th of July, will be extended by 3 months.
Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer. Dennis Prager believes we've hit a new low.
The corruption is so deep, and it is so painful to me as a lover of this country. There have been many politicians who have engaged in disrespectable, non-respectable dealings, but she's number one. She's the lowest character candidate in American history. Here is the most interesting aspect of it. It doesn't bother any Democrat.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from our friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. Simple question. What are we trying to do? Well, Mark, what do you mean? I mean, what are we trying to do? Let's make the list. Eat healthy, lose weight. That's all good. But listen, on that list somewhere, keep aware of our own bodies. Try to fend off heart attacks and cancer by being aware of what's going on inside us. Scan technology exists, and ViaScan prices give us the motivation to do the job right. At ViaScan of Las Colinas, John Duncan and the crew are there for you at a number I'm about to share so that you can see through the heart scan if you have plaques or blockages going on in your heart. See through the body scan what's going on in various other vital organs, maybe any pesky cancers that are festering there that you can detect early, the virtual colonoscopy, and so much more so we can stay healthy, stay on the planet, stay plugged into life. 972-739-2840. Call them. 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Text the word trial to 303030 and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Now here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text trial to 303030 and get started for free right now. Again, text trial to 303030.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day free trial. Cancel anytime.
American Leak Detection. Leak detection without destruction. We find leaks without bashing a hole.
Hi, we'll know with American Leak Detection. When the weather is dry, many people believe their foundation is failing, when in fact, what you have is a plumbing leak. Leaking pipes under your slab can cause movement in your foundation and expensive damage to your home. So before you have your foundation fixed, you should get your plumbing checked. With state-of-the-art technology, American Leak Detection is the only name to call. We are the original leak specialists. We can locate your plumbing leak without destruction and then repair it. Don't let a plumbing leak under your foundation go undetected or waste money on unnecessary foundation repair. Go to AmericanLeakDetection.com today. That's AmericanLeakDetection.com.
We're American Leak Detection. American Leak Detection. Detection.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University Online.
Mattress shopping lately? Then you know the stores around here are pretty much all the same, with the same mix of brands and models, not to mention all the confusing pricing. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. There's one mattress that's very different. It's the Savin Organic Mattress, designed for deeper, more restful sleep. I should know. I've slept on a Savin mattress for almost a decade. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake, learn more at savin.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. The video coming out of Nice, France it's surreal. It's the best way to put it. It's totally surreal, and my wife Susan said it looks like a Stephen King novel. It does. That's about the best way to say it. The Promenade des Anglais became a killing zone as a box truck slammed through hundreds of people. Death toll now 80. 20 are very seriously injured. Scores of others injured as well. Greg in the Colony, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, John David. I enjoy your show. I want to let you know that. And I want to tell you that I think one of the reasons I enjoy your show is because of your optimism. But I feel like in this case where you say that, you know, at some point we're going to end up playing cowboys and Muslims, you're wrong again. I mean, the Hillary Clinton thing, I mean, I kept listening to you over the last year. I called you a few times and I kept saying, you know, I think you're wrong, John David. I want to believe you're right. I want to believe they're going to indict that woman, but I just don't think they're going to do it. And I kept hoping against hope, and I loved hearing you say that. And as I like hearing you say that at some point in this country we're going to stand up and the people are going to rise up and maybe take things into their own hands. I don't understand what your basis for that is. We had 49 people killed in Florida here very recently. Before that, in San Bernardino, we had 13 people or so killed. We had the guy in Texas, the Army officer killed. I can't remember, it was 12 or 13.
13.
But it was 13, and then 9/11, we had 3,000 people. I mean, you know, how many? What's the body count? I mean, we didn't do anything at that point. I mean, you had small, isolated things, maybe onesie, twosie. In the last 10, 15 years, I can think of one occasion where there was that one guy. He went into a church. He thought he was going into a mosque of some kind, but ended up going into a Sikh place or something, and he shot and killed maybe 6 people. That's the only one I can think of where you had any kind of a, you know, what you would think of as a cowboy kind of going out and in response to one of these things and kind of retaliating. The one thing that our government does is they have cowed the population into a meekness and a submission. the first thing that they do whenever we have one of these domestic terror attacks is they start warning everybody about backlash. Oh, we're not going to have any of that. We're not even going to wait till the bodies are dead, and we're going to start, accusing people of thinking about backlash situations before they ever even occur. I mean, that's one thing that they have done is they would put down anything like that with so fast. I mean, it's not you're not going to turn this thing around with one guy, getting pissed off and trying to do something. We're going to have to like Donald Trump and put him in office and hope and pray, that he does something. I mean, I think back over history, and I'm certainly not a historian. You're much more educated than I am along those lines, but it seems that I recall that in World War II, we had a problem with the Japanese, and those were a warrior people, and if I understand it right, they had an emperor, and their emperor was sort of a deity, and if I'm not mistaken, they had a religion, and it was Shintoism, right? It was this militaristic warrior-based religion, and those people were willing to die. I mean, to the man, to the woman, to the child, they did not care. These people were zealots, of the highest order. And what did we do? We put General MacArthur in charge of that island, and we didn't ask any questions, right? We said, handle it, take care of it, get these people, thinking right. And he did it. He did it over a period of time. And you look at Japan now. It's a peaceful, productive, part of the world right now. I mean, those are not people causing problems for other people.
Well, you also have to remember that they also got blasted with 2 nuclear weapons.
They did, but they didn't give a damn. I mean, they were ready to go. I mean, they were like, so what? I mean, they would have fought on. Those people, they didn't. No.
Stop for a second. Okay, I got what you're saying here, but before we get too far afield, at some point, these people who are attacking us, these people who are attacking Europeans around the world and so on and so on, they're going to go too far.
Well, give me an example of that. Give me a wild speculative example of what would be too far. They blow up some buildings. That happened here in the United States. They killed 3,000 people.
Well,
what would it take? Would it take a nuclear weapon? Would it
probably
take 100,000 people, 500,000 people? How many people have to die?
Let me give you a quote from Newt Gingrich that made my blood run cold. At some point, the American people will stop this. I just hope it doesn't cost us one of our cities.
So you think that's what it's going to take? You think it's going to take a nuclear weapon in a city? You're going to have to lose Dallas.
Let me explain what I'm talking about. Let me explain what I'm talking about here. I don't know that I want to go that far in this conversation, but what I do want to tell you is this: is that there is a limit, and there was a limit with the Japanese. Now, most of the people, I would say probably all but just a relative handful. We're talking less than 100 people. I'm talking about the Japanese and the West Coast and so on and so on. Probably all of those people were completely innocent of all of the things that happened, and yet they were interned in the interior of the United States so that they were not a factor, so they didn't have to worry about it. You've got to understand something else, that Japan committed a sneak attack while suing for peace, attacked the United States of America. And we ended up blowing up 2 of their cities with 2 weapons. And what stopped the Second World War, at least the Japanese part of the Second World War, was the fact that we made it very clear that Osaka was on the list. And that is the city at the heart of Japan. And that stopped the war. As a matter of fact, you were talking about that. I guess it was a couple of days ago, an article came out of Japan that the emperor himself is considering abdicating and walking away. That being said, what happened is yes, what we did was we obliterated 2 of their cities, and we stayed there for 60 years. In the post-Vietnam era, where warfare was not used to defeat an enemy, there were no clear objectives except to stop what may have been a domino effect going through Southeast Asia with all of these other countries becoming more communist.
Yeah.
Okay.
John, one thing that you
let me
left out right there
finish.
for
Let
the
me
Japan.
finish. So what ended up happening was the Vietnam War became a political venture, as opposed to and basically the precursor of that, the proof of performance, the proof of capability was the Korean War. But after Vietnam, we made it possible for politicians to go to war, except for one war, and that was Gulf War I. That's why all these other wars have lasted for decades. That's why we're going to have to go back into Iraq and win that country yet again. But the next time we do that, we need to make it a United States territory. And we just need to move there and stay there. And the thing about it is that the American people will doubtless give their permission given enough provocation. But we are in a tight mess right this very minute because of very horrendously terrible leadership post George W. Bush. We're in a mess. We've got a real problem now. And that's why these people think they can get away with attacking us. Now, you'll notice that a lot more of these attacks happen elsewhere than the United States. Because the words of Admiral Yamamoto still echo around this planet. I fear that we've awakened a sleeping giant. And that is exactly what will happen.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, I hope you're right, John David. But I'm dispirited. You know, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I see angry people.
Well, I'm not asking. I'm not saying. You got to keep something in mind here. In none of this do I say we wait for the government's permission. I mean, this is not. I mean, we are the government. Still says that we, the people of the United States, are this government. This is our government. Now, these people, and I arguably, we are exerting our political will by virtue of Donald Trump handily defeating the best group of managed and polished and professional Republican politicians in the history of the party. 16 of them took on Donald Trump, and we, the people of the United States, certainly the Republican side, said, you know what? We're tired of you guys. You don't do what you say you're going to do. You lie. We're going to find somebody else. And Donald Trump said, you know what? How about this? How about if we have a government that treats the people of the United States nicely? And by the way, I've said that on the air for a long time. I've said it's time for this government to stop working for the benefit of Americans instead of to the benefit of everybody else on the planet. And that's where we are right now. We may be poised on the brink. And of course, it's darkest before the dawn, Greg. You may feel dispirited and defeated and so on, and I understand completely. But think back to everything that you've ever seen the United States do. We always figure it out, and then it ends. One of my favorite all-time quotes about Americans comes from Winston Churchill. You've heard me say it before, Greg. It's this. You can always depend on the Americans to do the right thing after they've tried everything else. Okay? So don't, do not be of heavy heart, Greg. You are surrounded by people who will not accept this. We just won't. And it is but a question of time and a question of attack. I mean,
well, we definitely have to get Obama out of office before any of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, or not. I mean, if something truly horrendous were to happen, there's an attack inside a stadium or something along that line where many people are lost.
You think he would act?
He wouldn't have a chance. He wouldn't have a chance to say no. He wouldn't have a chance to say no. They would give him an opportunity to say, okay, look, we're going to do this. Do you want to be a part of it, or do you want to resign? And that's what I'm talking about here. And all you have to do is summon just a bit more patience, Greg. If you're listening to the Wells Report, this is 660 AM The Answer.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be, so listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
The anticipation is finally giving way to reality. Here it comes, the 2016 Republican Convention in Cleveland. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and Mark Davis and I want to invite you to the final night convention watch party.
JD, there's only one thing more exciting than the last night of the convention, with the acceptance speech, the analysis, the official start of the real campaign, and that's the chance to watch it all with listeners.
This will be just like our debate watching parties at Studio Movie Grill, Spring Valley in 75. $10 will get you a ticket at 660amtheanswer.com. Come watch the convention's biggest night with your radio friends.
And bring your friends and family. It's live history in the making, so let's enjoy it together. The 2016 Republican Convention Final Night Watch Party, Studio Movie Grill, Spring Valley in 75. Just $10 for tickets at 660amtheanswer.com.
This event is sponsored by Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply, Adair's Fine Floors, etc., and AAA Auger Plumbing Services.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. You and I both know that the warmer, wetter seasons in Texas can give us real foundation problems. Wet spells, dry spells. Let me put you in touch with Abacus Foundation Repair if you even think you've got any kind of foundation problem. This is what I did. I called them. You'll be glad you did too. At 972-406-9000. Call the right people first. Abacus Foundation Repair, 972-406-9000. Why are they the right people to call if you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or any kind of suspicion? Because they're going to map your house with the skill of an engineer. Look for possible causes like a plumbing issue so the problem back. When they're done, you get a lifetime warranty. You can transfer free and clear to any new owner. It adds to your home's value. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus Foundation Repair, so give them a call. 972-406-9000. Abacus, A-B-A-C-U-S, AbacusFoundationRepair.com. You'll be glad you called, so call 972-406-9000 or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
You know you're not sleeping enough, but what can you do? More sleeping pills? Not look at your phone in bed? Let's be honest. There's something easy you can do to get a great night's sleep. Pick up a set of sheets from Boll & Branch. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen.
And I'm Missy Tannen, founders of Boll & Branch. Luxury sheets can cost $1,000 in the store, but ours don't. They're only a couple $100.
Go to bollandbranch.com today for 20% off your entire order when you use promo code BEDROOM, spelled B-O-L-L, and branch.com. Promo code BEDROOM.
Any Joe Schmo knows Geico will work to save you money on car insurance. But since money talks, why not just ask the savings?
That's me, Joe Savings. I'm not literally $1 million, but I feel like it. Why? Because when Joe switched his car insurance at Geico.com, his monthly rate went down and the savings went up. Now he uses the handy Geico mobile app anytime to check out his policy perks. Talk about a win-win. And 2 thumbs up. Man, I wish I had thumbs.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome to Staples. Staples guy, I need to get a grip on my company's spending. Staples has low prices every day. So I won't overspend? Nope. With our price match guarantee, you can always get the lowest price on everything for your office. Everything? Everything. The lowest prices on ink, paper, coffee, ink, folders, notepads, ink, sticky notes, ink, trash pads, ink, binders, and ink? Need some ink? A little bit, yeah.
Trust Staples for low prices every day. Staples. Make more happen.
Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store at staples.com for details.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Starkey Mortgage Veteran of the Month. If you know a veteran who deserves this honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be the Starkey Mortgage Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a gift card from Crossroads Diner, a $100 gift card from the Crazy Gun Dealer, and an award from Starkey Mortgage. Plus, come up to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Starkey Mortgage Veteran of the Month. Starkey Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2146. This is not a commitment to lend. Specific underwriting guidelines must be met.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years.
Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful, the Farewell Tour, 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th. Gateway Church. Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour at premierproductions.com. Don't wait, this concert is selling fast. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Jim in Fort Worth, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, to the point, Mr. Wells. You are correct. We do not have the leadership now like we had in 45, 44. Our military don't have leaders that's got the backing of the administration. So we are definitely hamstrung all the way around. Maybe when Donald gets in office, he can give these guys back their cojones and we can do something. But until then, I don't see anything except arm yourself and be ready.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that what I keep talking about becomes more true every single day. And what is more true every single day is that when seconds count, the police are only minutes away. And yes, we, the people of the United States, when it comes right down to it, are responsible for our own safety. And we don't want this government to usurp that role. Every time a politician stands up and says, the most important job I have is to protect the American people, the same thing goes through my head. You're fired. I mean, it's instantaneous. You are fired because they're terrible at it. I'm telling you. When it comes down to a good fist fight, politicians can't hit their own butts with either hand, let alone somebody standing in front of them beating the snot out of them. Americans are different. You know, you were talking about American history. The War of 1812 was not won by the United States Army or the United States Navy. It was won by the Maryland and Virginia militias who sat there and watched it and watched it and watched it and said, you know what? Enough's enough. And of their own volition came down from the hills and blasted the British back from whence they came. And then they went back to their farms, continued to do whatever the farmers of Maryland and Virginia do. The American people will not stand for this. Arguably, professional politicians are being cast aside at an alarming rate, not so much for us, but certainly alarming for them. They still haven't gotten the news. They still haven't gotten the news. Jeb Bush says, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm stepping out. I'm going to work on all the down ballot races and so on and so forth. Is completely out of the public eye for, I don't know, a couple of 3 months. And suddenly he's talking again, talking about how Trump is still a terrible guy and he's not going to vote. Governor, you have taken yourself out of this game. Sadly, along with the rest of your family, you're out of the game. If you want back in, you're going to have to say, maybe there's something to this. Maybe those people, those Americans whose votes you believe are completely wrong, maybe we know more about this country than you do. And to be perfectly honest with you, just as Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, Benjamin Franklin all knew, the people of the United States do know more about this country than you do or ever will. It's not a knock against Jeb Bush, but every politician. is clueless until they lose that last election. This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
The Trump VP pick, the various dialogues on race and policing, folks running into each other playing Pokemon Go. Welcome to the topics of the week. We'll wrap up the week and see where we are and where we're going as we prepare for the Republican convention starting on Monday. But first, a hot weekend, and we'll start it off with some hot topics on our Friday broadcast.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Now you can hear the Joy of a Rich Retirement radio show at its new time, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Listen to Dr. W. Neil Gallagher and Matthew Gallagher as they explain how you can have a worry-free retirement. They'll also help you make sense of today's financial headlines. Planning for your retirement is not an option. Get the advice you need to achieve financial success in these uncertain times. Listen to the Joy of a Rich Retirement at its new time this Saturday at 1 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
When you live with back pain, every day has certain challenges, like picking up my kids or trying to get groceries out of the car. I had tried medication, even a surgery didn't help. That's when I heard about Dr. Chad. I am pain-free. Seriously, no more back pain, no more medications. Thank you, Dr. Chad.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. If you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
You can buy your next gun anywhere, but there's nowhere like the Texas Gun Pros. There are gun shows, big box stores, and even the occasional eccentric dealer. But there is no one like the Texas Gun Pros. Texas Gun Pros are truly your pros for all your gun needs, bringing you big store selection with a local family experience. There truly is no one like Texas Gun Pros. What else makes the Texas Gun Pros stand out from the rest? An online catalog with hundreds of guns, guaranteed to have the one you're looking for. Texas Gun Pros is the only place in North Texas that can give you the gun you want for the price you can afford. Don't miss out on the amazing selection and friendly staff at Texas Gun Pros. Stop by their North Richland Hills location or visit them on the web at texasgunpros.com. That's texasgunpros.com. texasgunpros.com. And see how it feels to be a member of the Texas Gun Pros family.
Bill Bennett here to tell you about Augusta Precious Metals. What if you could store your IRA or 401k where you can see, touch, and hold it in person in the form of physical gold and silver coins? I know I would, and you can't do that with stocks. With the Augusta Gold and Silver IRA, you can transfer retirement savings into physical coins, store them where you can actually see them. Free shipping, zero management fees, and Augusta pays all upfront costs. Getting started is absolutely free. Rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau, enjoys a 98% 5-star customer satisfaction rating with TrustLink.org. Trust Augusta. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882 now for your free guide to Augusta Gold IRAs. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882. That's 1-855-222-5882. Or visit AugustaPreciousMetals.com.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Text the word trial to 303030 and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Now here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text trial to 303030 and get started for free right now. Again, text TRIAL to 303030.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day free trial. Cancel anytime.
660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
So here I am peacefully minding my own business. But I thought of something really, really scary. I'm not going to tell you what it was. I mean, if you want to know, go to the YouTube live events page. You can find it on my Facebook page. And I'm kind of hesitating because I don't believe we have a link to my Facebook page on the Wells Report blog spot on 660 AM The Answer, which means that the executive producer is going to come in here and yell at me during the next break because I'm referring people to another website. Okay, so can people get to either of my Facebook pages?
Absolutely.
They can.
Sure, as long as your name is on it, that's the only place they need to go for information.
Okay, so if you want to get to the Facebook page, if you want to get to the live broadcast, if you want to get to the chat room in the live broadcast, which is what I'm trying to get to, if you go there, I will tell you what I was thinking, but you'll have to register to be able to take part in the chat.
Everything you say is brilliant. I can't wait.
That was a terrible idea, though, wasn't it? I mean, that was horrific, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd broadcast it everywhere.
I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm scared.
Come on, do a convention thing for me.
I'm going to do it for you right this very moment. By the way, could they hear you? Good. The GOP convention watch party is happening next Thursday. It's a week from tonight. Studio Movie Grill, Spring Valley in 75, $10 per person. Get your tickets at 660amtheanswer.com. It's going to be fun. It's at the Studio Movie Grill, okay? And this is where we had all of our debates, our debate watching parties, which were great. I mean, they were fun. We actually got together like adults and had adult beverages and got
even a full house before the Democratic debate.
Yeah, we had full houses everywhere, so make sure you get your tickets because chances are pretty likely this is going to go very, very fast. Anyway, we had full houses, including for the Democrat presidential debate. I mean, it was really weird. It was weird sitting in that room listening to those people, try to sell out America first. I can sell out America better than you can. No, I can sell it out. No, you can't ruin it faster than me. I can ruin the country faster than you. Yeah.
This is going to be a huge event.
It will be a huge event. Huge. All right. Is there anything else before I get back to the business at hand? Okay, good. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. We were going to find out who Donald Trump was going to pick for his vice presidential candidate, his running mate. We were going to find out who that was going to be tomorrow. But because of the stop it. I'm busy. Concentrate.
Mike Pence.
Be quiet. I broadcasted.
Mike Pence.
Anyway, you're just doing that to get a rise out of me.
You're welcome.
You're just doing that to get a rise out of me. You don't actually believe that.
Mike Pence.
Neither of you believe that. Can they hear you?
They can hear me, and I am with you. I do not like the choice of Mike Pence.
I do not like the choice of Mike Pence. Anyway, we were going to think we thought we were going to find out tomorrow, but because of the Nice attack, that is not going to happen. By the way, I just found out that at least two Americans, were involved in the attack tonight in Nice. That's all I have. But witnesses say I saw people flying like bowling pins. Officials on the scene say it's horror. Bodies everywhere. So I was very, very straightforward in my guarantee of impartiality on this decision about the vice president. Newt Gingrich, I think that everyone should be able to make their own choice about who the vice president should be, Newt Gingrich, and I think that the American people and of course Donald Trump will make a superb decision if they pick Newt Gingrich, and I'm sure that that's going to be the case.
Mike Pence.
No, it's not going to be Mike Pence.
Jennifer Flynn.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure. I mean, he's grown up well, but I'm not sure that Mike Pence isn't the kind of guy that we used to shove in lockers after we took their lunch money.
Thank you. He does look like that.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Looks like one of those guys that, I mean, we didn't enjoy it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. We didn't enjoy it. It's in the basketball squad. We didn't enjoy taking those guys and stuffing them in their lockers.
John David.
Yes.
You know what I told you yesterday?
Yes.
Watch me be right again.
I don't want you to be
And
right again.
you
You
be
thought
wrong again.
no. You kept saying that Kasich was going to win because you knew it got a rise out of me.
Of course.
Bust him, John David, because he gave you grief forever about that.
I did.
Yes, you did. I can't stand that guy. I can't. Do you realize?
Mark my word. Trump will choose Kasich to be in his cabinet.
No.
Yes.
Well, as long as he's, I'm hoping that what he does is make. I want him to take Kasich and make him the Secretary of Silence. The Secretary of Quietness. I don't want to ever hear his voice again. I don't want to see him talking again with that weird pugnacious thing he does with his face.
Back when he was governor in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked like that. He would always reference back when I was governor in Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. Everything that ever happened good in the country first happened in Ohio because I was the governor. I couldn't deal with it. And his hand waving. That hand waving stuff, man. What was that? I mean, it's like.
Seriously, John David, do you think that Mr. Trump will choose Rick Perry to be in his cabinet?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know what Rick would do in the cabinet. I don't. Governor Perry, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be overly familiar. I only had lunch with the guy once. He's certainly a capable man. Rick Perry can do a lot of things. I could see him as Secretary of the Air Force. I don't know that that's a cabinet position, but I could see him as one of the secretaries of one of the Air Force because I think he was an Air Force guy.
And Dr. Carson be Surgeon General.
That would be a good place for Dr. Carson, if they expand that role and they give him a mandate to go and clean up the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. That has got to be an apolitical agency of the United States government. We can't use disease as political tools. And that's what happened to the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. The CDC has become a joke. And I made fun of it. I mean, back to the bird flu things. I mean, you remember we were talking about, bird flu? And it was like they wanted to turn that into a pandemic. They actually wanted to scare the American people to death. And it was yelling fire in a church. And the reason they wanted to yell fire in a church was for political reasons. And to hell with that. And but it's still out there. They don't report what's real, and they do report what is political, and it's wrong. It's wrong. So if Dr. Ben Carson was able to get the Surgeon General's office to do something besides make public service announcements and actually clean up the CDC and actually do something with the American medical system, yeah, he'd be great. Otherwise, make him Secretary of Health and Human Services. That's another good job for Dr. Ben Carson.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Why? What about Chris Christie as VP? Why don't you like, Chris Christie being the vice president?
Because I was raised in Brevard, North Carolina. And there's only so much Yankee I can take. Okay? There's only so much Yankee I can take.
Hey, aren't you married to a Yankee?
I am married to a Yankee, but she's Southern enough. She's Southern enough to know how to behave properly.
He's a Southern Yankee.
Well, she's Southern enough to know how to behave properly, but Yankee enough to take advantage of it. And that's kind of spicy if you're a Southern boy.
No, Chris Christie will be Attorney General.
Yeah, you can't have two overbearing, fast-talking Yankees at the top of the presidential ticket. You can't do it. But as Attorney General, can you imagine anybody who could clean up the Department of Justice faster than Chris Christie? He's a brilliant man. I mean, if you don't believe anything that you may have heard about Chris Christie, I mean, or what kind of a guy he is, go back and look at the dismantlement of Marco Rubio in that debate. He was a prosecutor's prosecutor there. He was brilliant. Look, I don't know who Donald Trump is going to pick for his vice president. I want him to pick Newt Gingrich. I'm afraid he's going to get Mike Pence. Mike Pence is milquetoast. Mike Pence is middle of the road Republican. He's rhino, if you want to say that. People will say that he's conservative, but they're the only people saying that he's conservative are rhino moderates. Okay? I mean, he should have stuck to his guns after he got the religious rights bill passed in Indiana. He should have stuck to his guns. That's all he had to do. If he had just stuck to his guns, but he had to back off. No, don't back off. The people have spoken. This is our government here. It's time for the American people to be heard. And I am being tired. I have had all I'm going to have of being led around by the most obnoxious minority in this country. Okay? We are setting aside the rights and beliefs of the vast majority of Americans for the selected few, selected not by Americans, selected by politicians to be the selected few. And like everything else politicians touch, it has turned into garbage. I want to make this very plain. The government of the United States needs to work to the benefit of Americans, not gays, not minorities, not women, Americans. Needs to work for the benefit of Americans. Don't tell someone how much you're going to pay them, how much they're going to pay some high school kid to flip burgers. They'll figure it out themselves. That's what the marketplace is all about. That's that free market capitalist thing that all these idiots, after watching an entire military industrial complex fall right through its own shorts in failure in the late 80s, want to do with America. Just absolutely infuriates me. Don in Plano, welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Thanks, John. Hey, I was thinking, because I've been listening to the guys talk.
Yeah.
And the three guys that he picked seem to work together so good. His pick for VP would be good, but I think Christie will work with him to get everything done that he needs to do.
Are you talking about as a VP?
Yes. I think probably Christie's probably going to be, I make him Attorney General.
Yeah.
And maybe Newt, Secretary of State. or maybe what's his name? I can't. He was in the United Nations. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Real white mustache.
Oh, you're talking about John Bolton.
John Bolton. Make
Yeah.
him Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that would fit with the America First. That would fit with America First. John Bolton as Secretary of State. That'd be great.
but have Newt in there somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong, but he had to be on the cabinet. But I think he just said with talking to Raleigh that he will work with anyone to help Trump win.
I think that's a great thing. I like Newt. I'd like to see him be the VP. I think it'd be perfect. This is the Wells Report.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-300-0338. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day at-home trial. 1-800-300-0338. That's 1-800-300-0338.
Be honest. Will owning a bigger TV help you get ahead in life? Will another pair of shoes make you a better person? Probably not. But what if you could speak another language? If acquiring a new language excites you more than acquiring more stuff, then wait until you hear this. As part of its biggest language learning event in history, Rosetta Stone is giving away demos of its powerful language learning software absolutely free. For your free demo, call 1-800-600-8119. And Rosetta Stone has made language learning more convenient than ever. Learn on your computer or iPad, then practice on the go with your smartphone or MP3 player without ever opening a book or memorizing boring vocabulary again. Do you want more stuff, or do you want a language that will last a lifetime? After all, it's all about priorities. To try a free demo of this powerful language learning software, call 1-800-600-8119. Again, get your free demo now. 1-800-600-8119. That's 1-800-600-8119.
As a listener of the financial diva Victoria Woods on this station, you know that she only makes two statements about the market with absolute certainty. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Volatility is part of investing, and if that's a roller coaster ride you're just not interested in taking anymore, it's time to consider protecting a minimum of 25% of your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call 888-838-3482 today. If you're 10 to 15 years from retirement, having the right balance of protection and growth in your retirement portfolio is one way to rest easy when the market is doing cartwheels. Call Chapelwood Financial Services at 888-838-3482 to discover how you can have that balanced plan. Protection of a portion of your assets is the foundation of your retirement plan. Don't lose another minute of sleep worrying about the next market correction. Contact Chapelwood Financial at 888-838-3482 or email office@chapelwood.com. That's 2 P's and 1 L to ask how you can protect your money today. That's 888-838-3482.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
For Christians who own or run a business, there's an event that you and your spouse must attend this September. It's at the luxurious Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota, Florida. and hundreds of CEOs and business leaders from across the nation will be there to hear and mingle with other well-known Christian business leaders, like George Barna, Horst Schulze, the founder of Ritz-Carlton, and former Miami Dolphins and Marlins owner Wayne Huizenga Jr., and many others. I encourage you to go to fcci.org and book this conference for you and your spouse. The Fellowship of Companies for Christ, or FCCI, hosts this annual event for America's top Christian leaders to share with you the principles these influential CEOs have put into place to ensure their faith makes a difference in their businesses and organizations. There are less than 100 seats remaining, and the event is just a few weeks away, September 18th through the 22nd. Reserve your place right now by going to fcci.org. The Fellowship of Companies for Christ, fcci.org.
660 AM, The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
While we're talking about people who malfunction around convention time, baggage handlers, wheelchair attendants, airplane cleaners, other workers at Philadelphia International Airport voted overwhelmingly to walk off their jobs in protest during the Democrat National Convention this month. This is according to a union that wants to organize them. The workers are seeking better scheduling, clarity on sick pay, a more predictable disciplinary system, and to be able to unionize. The vote, which took place at the airport, was 461-5 in favor of striking on from the Democrat National Convention. The workers, who number about 1,000, work for subcontractors hired by various airlines. It's the SEIU again, busily organizing more and more chaos so that we can pay more and more money for less and less service. Yeah, buddy. You're listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, the very, very difficult situation that American blacks find themselves in. Some eye-opening information next. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Having financial independence and wealth empowerment is the American dream. Host Dave and Loretta Renz will help you learn what the wealthy already know, how to get strong returns and never lose your principal. That's the Heroes Talk Radio way. You'll also learn about the secrets to planning a tax-free retirement income. So tune in to Heroes Talk Radio every Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Nothing interrupts a productive day like feeling worn out, and nothing interrupts a good night's sleep like snoring. It's not just your other half who feels the pain.
Honey, roll over!
Snoring and sleep apnea leave you tired during the day and increase your risk for health problems. Isn't it time to shut down snoring for good? Simple Sleep Services has the solution that really works without painful surgery, creepy CPAP machines, or bulky masks. Just a comfortable custom mouthpiece. And Simple Sleep's provided more in 5 years than anyone in the U.S. It's covered by medical insurance, and there's no pain or downtime. With Simple Sleep, you'll have more energy every day and more restful relaxation at night.
Honey, roll over.
Visit our full-service centers in Dallas and Fort Worth, online at simplesleepservices.com, or call us at 469-685-1700. Simple Sleep, 469-685-1700.
simplesleepservices.com.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360. 1-800-758-5360.
Did you pay a lot for that top-of-the-line mattress and it's already breaking down? Time to go to Savin. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. The Savin bed is made with certified organic mattress covers and 100% natural latex foam cushioning, not polyurethane or memory foam. It's more comfortable too, custom tailored for individualized comfort based on your size and sleeping position. Why buy a Savin? Why even consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake, go go to Savin.com.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Carmen Roberts. France's foreign minister says his country's at war with terrorists. The number of dead rising to 80 in a truck attack in the city of Nice, 18 in critical condition, dozens others injured. French President Hollande extending the country's state of emergency.
Nothing will lead us to give up our fight against terrorism.
Police shot and killed the truck driver. Documents found in the truck belonging to a French national from Tunisia, but no word if he was the driver. This man saw the carnage.
Everyone that was down appeared completely lifeless.
Mark Kokorian speaking on Fox's The Kelly File.
You could see and just realize looking down that there is absolutely nothing you can do for any of those people.
ISIS celebrating the attack, but not claiming responsibility. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. Sean Hannity lays out the truth about Hillary's email server.
Everything that Hillary had told us about these emails, everything she lied about. The whole thing here is one big, massive, corrupt lie. No other person would ever get away with the things that Hillary Clinton has gotten away with.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Learn how you can get stock market gains but never stock market losses. Join Eric Oberto for the Retirement and Income Radio Show every Saturday from noon to 1 p.m. Call Eric right now and request a free Safe Information Money Kit and 115-page Safe Money book at 844-503-7233. That's 844-503-SAFE. Listen to the Retirement and Income Radio Show, Saturdays at noon on 660 AM The Answer.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, you might not sleep so well. But now, SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs, and it's completely hands-free. For a limited time, you can try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700-1331.
SoClean changed the CPAP experience for the better. My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean destroys CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs, and it eliminates the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. There's no water, chemicals, or disassembly. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto! Your CPAP system is clean and fresh in minutes. Call SoClean.com to try it risk-free at home for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Only available by calling 1-800-700-1331. That's 1-800-700-1331.
If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please stay tuned for a special free offer from the makers of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit the ear almost invisibly, and it can be adjusted to find the perfect way to hear everything in every listening environment. Right now, we're offering absolutely free in-home trials to everyone who calls now. 1-800-600-0738. Call in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also receive free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is lightweight and practically invisible, so people won't notice when you're wearing it. So again, if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-0738. That's 1-800-600-0738. 1-800-600-0738.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University Online.
Are you ready for the vacation of a lifetime? Then get on board for the Storyteller Cruise with 660 AM, The Answer. Join us October 23rd through the 30th with Matthew West. Hello, my name is Child of the One True King. Along with pastor and Bible teacher Greg Laurie.
The highest calling of God is what God has called you to be. There is no higher thing. We're all called to do something.
Selah. Mr. Talkbox, and more. You and your family will travel aboard Holland America's New Amsterdam as we travel to Grand Turks, San Juan, St. Martin, and more. Best of all, enjoy music and inspiration from Matthew West and Pastor Greg Laurie. Space is very limited. Get details now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll see you on the Storyteller Cruise from 660 AM, The Answer.
Safety. If you know me, you know how seriously I take it. I live, eat, and breathe safety. In fact, safety is my middle name. I went to the DMV and changed it last week. First name Mr., middle name Safety, last name exclamation point. When it comes to safety, Granger's got my back. They've got over 100,000 safety products. Granger helps keep our facility safe and our people safer. Call clickgranger.com/safety or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
Give me a Christmas wish.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Christmas in July happens every now and then. Usually it has something to do with a mattress sale. This time it doesn't. Our sister station, 94.9 FM KLTY, backing the blue tomorrow at McDonald's at 10720 Preston Road, 10720 Preston Road in Dallas. That's 75230. That's at Preston and Royal. That McDonald's there, that great big one. Stop there tomorrow only from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. The entire station will be broadcasting live, raising funds for the families of 5 fallen police officers who lost their lives last Thursday night. All money donated during the broadcast will be given to the 5 fallen officers from last week's tragedy. You'll meet Frank and Starlene. You'll meet Bonnie and Tony. You'll meet them all. 94.9 FM KLTY. Don't miss it. As our sister station backs the blue. God bless them. God bless them. We have issues in the United States, issues of race. Some of these issues are not as bad as we've been told about. Some of them are worse. In the United States, we have worked very, very hard to erase a national sin. It was perhaps one of the great moments in American history when in 2008, a Black American was elected as President of the United States. And after he was elected, he chose the route of kicking America in the teeth for electing him not just once, but twice. His actions reminded me of other liberals in the past, famously Walter Mondale. When Walter Mondale got I guess it was the Democrat nomination for president. I guess it was 1980 or 1984. I can't remember which. He was standing at the Democrat National Convention, and he was introduced, and everyone in the audience was cheering and clapping and yelling in support of Walter Mondale. And he turned around to the people standing behind him in the wings of the stage and said, with this grimace on his face, "I'm gonna tax the S out of them." Did you know that? Yeah, there's a video of it. Walter Mondale did that. It's like, oh yeah, you support me? I'm gonna tax the crap out of you. I don't think the people of the United States had any real idea what was going on until after it was long documented, long ago. I mean, I think it was 10 years after that I finally heard that story. But punitive liberalism, people being punished for supporting liberal candidates, is a long time thing. And that's what President Obama has done. It was euphoric to live those first days after the 2008 election when we had elected President Obama, and we were going to see just exactly how he handled himself. And most of us were hoping for Martin Luther King, somebody who would pick up those symbols of leadership. And instead, President Obama picked up the leadership of Reverend Wright, Eric Holder, Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton still has run of the White House after all the damage he's done to this country. Still has run of the White House. These people are not uneducated. They are not disconnected. They know what they're doing, even though they will occasionally hide behind mainstream media masked incompetence. Eric Holder, at the beginning, called for an honest conversation about race. Holder called us a nation of cowards. A lot of people were very put off by that, but it's actually true. What Eric Holder didn't amplify was why we were a nation of cowards. We were a nation of cowards because so many people had lost their livelihoods, their jobs, their reputations for doing things that were part and parcel of American life until the civil rights era changed the entire country and left them behind. Then it wasn't just a matter of people, being criticized or being ridiculed in public. Famously, who was that Dodgers general manager, that got run out of the league because it was an interview with Ted Koppel on Nightline. He was an old-time Dodger guy. Look that up, would you, Matt?
Not Lasorda?
It was, no, it wasn't Lasorda. No, Lasorda's wonderful. No, it was Al.
I'll look it up.
Al Campanis.
Yeah, it sounds about right, yeah.
Al Campanis. Totally destroyed his life. He said that, I'm not going to repeat what he said. It was just a racist, terrible screed. It was awful. Anyway, Holder called us a nation of cowards because we couldn't talk about race without being called a racist. That happened to me. Happened to me at WMAL. And I invited people to prove that I was a racist, and I've been doing it ever since. Because I'm not. We do need an honest conversation about race. And I think that what we'd end up doing is we'd end up hearing a lot of things that really when you get right down to it, not real controversial. Let me give you a few honest comments about race. Charles Barkley said there's all kinds of blame to go around when it comes to the relationship between the black community and police. The cops have made some mistakes, but that doesn't give us the right to riot and shoot cops. We need the cops, especially in the black community. We as black people, we've got to do better. We never get mad when black people kill each other, which has always bothered me. I've always said that if we as black people want more respect, we have to give each other respect. You can't demand respect from white people and the cops if you don't respect each other. We've got to do better as black people. The cops have made some mistakes, but there's a lot of blame to go around. But I'm not going to get on TV and yell like all these other idiots. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. But you have to ask yourself, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? I respect and admire what the cops do. My bodyguard is a cop, a black cop. We talk about situations all the time. One of the problems with this stuff is on the media is that all these people are Monday morning quarterbacks. Everybody is saying what I would do or what I should do. I think some of these cops are panicking under pressure. I think they are. He's right. A white police detective did what I did a couple of days ago, calling the Black Lives Matter movement a racist terrorist organization. The police chief of Detroit demoted the white police detective. Nate Weekly is also the brother of a Detroit officer who was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Let me try that in English. With involuntary manslaughter in the accidental shooting of a black girl during a raid years ago. Weekly was disciplined after posting remarks on Facebook in response to the fatal shooting of 5 officers in Dallas last week. He wrote that he had considered taking a day off after the outrageous act perpetrated against my brothers. The only racists here are the Black Lives Matter terrorists and their supporters. He also used a crude word to describe the group as excrement. He got demoted from detective to officer. And so there's one guy that won't ever discuss that again. Bill O'Reilly got in trouble with race in America, trying to have an honest conversation about race. He finally just said, you know what, I'm not talking about it. I don't have to. I'm not going to. And I suppose that's true if you don't want to solve these problems. But somebody said I was an optimist today on the Wells Report. And thank goodness, because I am. I am an optimist. I do believe in the greatness of America. And I do believe that sooner or later that greatness will out. Well, these black people in the United States have worries. You're not going to believe some of the things I'm about to tell you. I don't know whether you saw this in USA Today or not, but I'm betting you didn't. Coming up in just a couple of moments, I'm going to tell you 6 things black men tell their sons about being stopped by a cop in traffic. You don't want to miss it. David in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hey, JD, how are you, sir?
I'm good, brother. What are you doing?
Oh, man, listening to you. JD, I just want to throw something out right quick.
Okay, but you can't do it. But you can't do it. You got to wait until after the break, man.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, I want to give you more time. I got to give David more time. There are a lot of tough things that black Americans have to deal with that white Americans don't have to deal with. And it's time that all of us heard about all of them and tried to do something about all of them. Why not start tonight? This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Prager believes we've hit a new low.
The corruption is so deep, and it is so painful to me as a lover of this country. There have been many politicians who have engaged in disrespectable, non-respectable dealings, but she's number one. She's the lowest character candidate in American history. Here is the most interesting aspect of it. It doesn't bother any Democrat.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer. How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Have you had a chicken piccata? Come on, say it with me, piccata. Haven't heard of it? Sorry for you, bro. We pan-sear our own chicken and lemon and capers in a sauce so good, you want to swim in it sauce. But the real sauce is, trust me, you won't know what you want more of, the chicken or the tater.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
If diets and diet products keep failing to flatten your belly, it may not be a diet product you need. You may need Somabiotics, the shockingly effective breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of waste from your body. Right now, you can find out for free how much flatter Somabiotics will make your belly, because they're currently giving away free trials to the public. For yours, call 1-800-500-1179. Strict limit of 1 per household. Somabiotics is not a diet product. It's scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to cleanse your system, flatten bloated bellies, and combat periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. If diets keep failing to flatten your belly, it may not be a diet you need. It may be Somabiotics. Call now for your free trial and see how much flatter it makes your belly. 1-800-500-1179. Hurry, call now for details while they're still giving trials away for free. 1-800-500-1179. That's 1-800-500-1179.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP. And right now, you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-300-0338. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day at-home trial. 1-800-300-0338. That's 1-800-300-0338.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Let me get to David in Dallas. David, I want to give you more time. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you are as well. JD, I just wanted to give you my little take on this, and you set the board up so beautifully, because in my conversations with people this last week, and you said it when you mentioned Bill O'Reilly about, I just don't want to discuss it, and the cop and others. People say we need to talk about race as though it's a simple conversation. I view it as more like a quantum physics equation, because there are so many variables, so many possibilities, so many different factors that affect the outcome and people's perception. And the mayor, when he quoted F. Scott Fitzgerald, it really affected me, because it is so true. If you can't hold opposing views, so many people don't have the capacity, because they are locked in rigid ideology in how they view things, to have that conversation. Your life experiences and what you experience and how you see things are different, but I can't lock you in with everyone else the way we want you to view us, but yet we don't view you that way because of something we may have experienced.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. In this particular case, it's like this. I have the incredibly good fortune to have the parents I have, and have the community that I grew up in the South in the 60s. And I was able to get through all of that, knowing to the depths of my bones that people were people, and that was that. And that you respected everybody, and you were polite to everybody. And I said this a while back and got into a little bit of trouble with somebody. I said, the first thing we can do is start being nice to each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's something that doesn't take any kind of quantum physics. It's like, how about just being nice? How about just believing the best in someone?
But did that individual, you said you kind of got in trouble, so I imagine they must have extrapolated something different out of that.
He said that I was trying to oversimplify it. Well, and I wasn't. And you're right. Look, he was right. You were right. This is not a simple thing. It's no small thing and here's what has to happen. What has to happen is, for the rest of the human endeavor, however long that is on this planet, we must never, ever, ever forget the unbelievable, sincere, never-ending, permanent damage we do to people when we destroy their civilization, destroy their way of life, and make them into possessions so that we have people who will do work we won't do. Slavery is the worst possible thing that anyone can ever endure.
That's true, but you said a key word. You said people.
Yeah.
Which means all types of people. And
everybody.
I'm not taking anything away from the black issue that happened in this country, but that goes a long way. And JD, the one thing I remember about you and what really made me like you, listening to you long ago, when you held that deal with the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yes.
Nobody else, no other talk show host that I'm aware of, white or black, and nothing necessarily for that. But for you to do that, it really said something about you. And that always stuck with me. Whereas you're the type of person that if you engage in that, you can't lock you in.
No,
an ideology.
No.
And I appreciate you for that, man, and what you do for your show. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. You're one of my friends, man, and I appreciate it. I do. You know, people heard me say something, and I don't know that they really got it. But Ali was one of my heroes. He's still one of my heroes. And it's because he was a great man. Same thing with those Tuskegee Airmen. They're studs. They're just studs. What are we doing? We're all in this together. We're all in this together. This is the Wells Report.
If you've ever wondered what it would be like to experience the magnificent beauty of the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Greek island of Santorini, all while sailing pristine waters on a 5-star cruise ship, your opportunity now awaits to discover for yourself cities of antiquity and the origins of culture and faith. A journey with meaning awaits you this fall on the footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise, September 22nd through October 9th. For more information and to register, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
This is David Davenport of the Hoover Institution for Townhall.com. There is a new gold rush in California, a rush for the pot of gold promised by the legalization of marijuana. Although California voters rejected it in 2010, it is on the ballot again, and current polls show it winning. With the 6th largest economy in the world, California's vote is especially important. What have we learned from the states that have already legalized marijuana? Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and D.C. First, it's not quite the economic boon the states expected, with people buying on black markets or avoiding taxes in other ways. More important, a Colorado report shows increases in marijuana-related traffic deaths, hospital visits, school suspensions, and other legal problems. And legalization sometimes causes prices to fall and increases use and related disorders. It's no wonder that the California measure is opposed by law enforcement, prison officials, and health groups. It's not merely a question of freedom or lifestyle, it's doubling down on serious social problems. I'm David Davenport.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for Compassion Roofing and Remodeling. When you're looking to pick a roofing company, you want to do some homework and make the right choice. So I asked Compassion Roofing owner Corey McLaughlin what makes his company different.
People use us because they care about bringing their entire property back to before storm condition. What a lot of people don't understand is that when they call just a regular roofing company, the roofing company cares just about the roof and not about the entire property. I'm a general contractor, so we literally come in and we do a full property damage inspection.
These guys can do everything, all that's needed to get your house back the way it was before storm damage, anything you might need in the future in the world of home improvement, kitchen, bath remodeling, flooring, cabinets, you name it, they do it. And the compassion in the name means they're always looking to treat you right. Hey, everybody needs a little compassion. 855-ROOF-107, 855-ROOF-107. That's 855-ROOF-107. Call my friends at CompassionRoofing.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGDirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-900-1904. That's 1-800-900-1904. 1-800-900-1904.
Hello, I'm Kirza, a student at Hillsdale College. Here is Hillsdale President Larry Arnn on the basis of the rights our founders fought for in the Revolution and secured in the Constitution.
The American Republic's meaning and proper method of operation is to be found in two documents, in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. That's about 5,000 words of text. That's not very much. They're simple, they're beautiful, they can be understood and be retained. A human being is a certain kind of thing and requires to be treated in a certain way. A human being is a thing that has rights, and those rights are inalienable according to the Declaration. You've got to respect them. And it also follows that given the kind of thing a human being is, government needs to be organized in certain ways. And I think that is the argument of the American Revolution.
This Constitution Minute was brought to you by Hillsdale College. To receive a free pocket Constitution and Declaration, go to constitutionminute.com.
In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality
we're about to be
with
back.
threat
We'll
protection,
talk about it
email
in the next
migration,
next
data
one.
recovery, and quality of service.
No.
Move securely to Office
You're about to
365.
come back on the air.
Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more. 660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Hey, people in TV land, how's the feed sound? Are you okay with that on YouTube? Arletta was there just a little while ago. Arletta was joining us in the chat room. Then she said she's got to go straight radio. And does anybody know why? Does this sound okay? Somebody quick answer me on the chat room. 866-660-5759. 866
It sounds great from in here.
No. You're not watching the feed. You're not watching the YouTube feed.
I am watching you.
I know. And it looks like a giant television. They look through a window to see me and vice versa. It's like we have our own sitcoms that we watch each other on, right? It's like they're the Bickersons and I'm WKRP in Cincinnati.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
So everything's okay, right? Everything's okay on the feed. Okay, all right, good, all right. Okay, we're talking about the Black experience in the United States. See, I'm trying to have this honest discussion that Eric Holder said that we should have. And I've been trying to have it for about 20 years. And I've been successful. You know, that WMAL thing? You know, the radio station was trying to do politically correct talk radio. And it can't be politically correct. Talk radio isn't politically correct. There was an African-American man, you know, who called me on the telephone and asked me what the hell was wrong with me. Why don't you just say what's on your mind? And I said, because it's a career ender, man. And you could hear him pounding the dash on his car. And he says, then end your career. It was one of the best moments of my life. I took his advice. I just said, what am I worried about, man? Just be honest. People will get it. Let me ask you if you have ever told your son this. Avoid getting pulled over for small infractions like a broken taillight by keeping your car up to date. These are 6 things that Black men tell their sons about traffic stops. If you're pulled over, keep both hands on the steering wheel or in the air. Try to stay calm and be overly respectful. Look straight ahead. Loudly say what you're doing and explain every movement. Don't reach for anything. And if asked, make sure you are verbally saying what you're doing as you reach. This is what Black men tell their kids, their sons. Out of CNN. Over the weekend, my 93-year-old grandmother asked me, are you afraid? I'm not known for tears, but I've cried every day since last Wednesday. Yet it wasn't until I spoke with her that I connected my sadness to fear. I realized quickly that I was terrified. I don't fear for myself. I fear for my father, her youngest child. I fear for the consequence that could arise from my father simply being himself. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall, 240 pounds, and dark skinned. He's known for being loud, outgoing, and silly. Whether I want to admit it or not, I get a lot of who am I. I get a lot of who I am from him. He raised me to be both cocky and kind, to never be intimidated by anyone or anything, and that's how he lives his life. My dad and I both believe the rules are generally meant to be broken, especially in the interests of lots of fun. We can talk our way out of just about everything. It's that cocksure attitude that we share that makes me afraid. That attitude, coupled with the color of his skin, is a dangerous combination in America. How can I protect him? How can I ensure that who he is doesn't lead to him losing his life? How often do I need to call him and remind him to lay off the gas pedal when he's driving? If he does get pulled over, keep his mouth shut regardless of what may be said to him or about him. This is a different life. I have told people for years to get a CHL. And the other day, a man in Minneapolis who had one was shot to death by a cop because he made the mistake of putting his pistol and his wallet in the same place. Would that have happened to a white guy? I don't know. But what I do know is it happened to a black guy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying the officer on the radio. We'll see what happened. The police will get it right. But at the end of the day, I just don't think you should have to think about losing your life because of the color of your skin. That is flipping stupid. It's primitive. It's barbaric. It's idiocy. It is the worst. It is the worst. It is the dregs of human beings and their lives. It's unbelievable. Corey in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hey, Jay, I appreciate the honest discussion, man.
I'm trying.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a black male, and I was taught those things by my father. But the main problem with our country, with in regards to race, is that, like you said, with slavery, it was horrific. With the detriment of our civilization.
It was an obliteration, Corey, and it's like how many that happened back in the 1600s and 1700s. Okay, so it's been centuries.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you straight up. You want an honest discussion?
Yes, I do.
A lot of those, I was taught a lot of those things by my father. We're getting pulled over and everything, and I teach that to my daughter. The thing is, a lot of those battle symbols, that's the first thing. They need to be totally removed, just like Germany did with World War II with all the Nazi symbolism. It needs to be obliterated from our society as well in order for us to heal, because I'm going to tell you something. There are several schools located in the DFW Metroplex that bear the names of Confederate generals and ex-KKK members that were noted for being members of such organizations in history. And then, too, a lot of the officers that pull people over, a lot of them on the personal vehicles have those stickers and stuff on the personal vehicles. I know plenty of them,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just being honest. From public displays, giving honor to the Confederacy and all this, I mean, it's just flat out wrong. I mean, those guys committed treason, and it seems like Texas has a problem with trying to honor those. Well, I mean, has a problem with trying to remove those things, and they're showing honor to their guys. I understand everybody had a side in the war, and this is a country of free speech and everything. But in order for our country to heal, I mean, it would be a great asset.
So let's take the Confederate battle flag. Okay, that's a symbol. That means, what does that symbol mean to you?
As an African American, when I see that symbol, it makes me think, when I come in contact with that individual, and they may be a nice individual, it makes me think that I'm not going to get treated fairly, because of the symbolism of what it stands for. And
let me tell you what it means to me. Okay, let me summarize what you just said. You think that the person that has that flag is not going to treat you fairly because it is a symbol of racism to you, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, it's like waving a Nazi symbol at a Jew.
Got it. Let me tell you what it means to me. Every time I see that battle flag, I think of Sherman's March to the Sea.
Okay.
Where the Federal Army of the United States of America marched through the South and killed and burned and raped everything. They killed all the animals. They killed all the people. They raped everybody that wasn't nailed down, painted, growing, or on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I see in that flag is I see an oppressive United States government. I don't see slaves. I don't see racism. I see that flag as a warning that once, a long, long time ago, the federal government of the United States crushed the South and a lot of the people that I was raised with. But I don't see oppression against you.
But see, this is the difference between me and you.
Yes.
Your people weren't slaves under that flag.
Exactly.
My people was.
You see, and that's the thing. So when you hear somebody like me try to explain it, because I've been thinking about this, all right?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot because and maybe I'm just stupid, Corey, okay? But I didn't connect that with racism. I connected it truly with Southern heritage. It was more NASCAR than Civil War until I got older and realized just what that flag was and what it was intended to be. Now, don't get me wrong. The flag that I think that everybody should crap on is the flag of the Confederacy, which is not that flag. The flag of the Confederacy you never see. The only time you ever see that is in museums and nobody cares. But that one was different for me. And so, but that doesn't mean that your experience with that is any less valid. I'm just trying to tell you, when you see it, you see a symbol of racism and oppression. I see a symbol of United States federal domination of the South. And I see the epic unfairness that the North laid upon the South. And I saw the economic damage that the North had pushed onto the South that still exists to this day. And it wasn't just slave owning whites that got hurt. It was a lot of black people that got hurt too.
Yeah, the thing was, my people had a two-edged sword with the Confederacy flag because a lot of slaves were made to fight for the masters. It was a no-win situation.
It's a no-win situation for anybody. Lincoln got it perfectly when he said that a house divided itself against itself cannot stand.
Yeah, he was talking about the country. The thing is, Lincoln was an actual racist himself. He wrote a speech when he tried to get rid of African Americans. I mean, that was the reason for the African American Project with sending blacks to Liberia.
Well, hang on a second on that. Let's talk about his work versus his words. Dang it, I don't want to end this conversation. I've got a break coming up, Corey.
All right.
Listen, don't go anywhere. Just stay where you are, because
Okay.
You and I could talk for probably about 6 hours. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking this is the kind of conversation that Eric Holder was talking about. See, we have to. We're not going anywhere. We're all going to be here for all of our lives. There is no reason why we can't share this amazing bounty and this amazing country together. There's no reason that we can't do that. Except the choices that we make, and I think some of those are really bad. You're listening to the Wells Report.
20 plus years of unemployment.
Hey, John David.
That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be, so listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
Bill Bennett here to tell you about Augusta Precious Metals. What if you could store your IRA or 401k where you can see, touch, and hold it in person in the form of physical gold and silver coins? I know I would, and you can't do that with stocks. With the Augusta Gold and Silver IRA, you can transfer retirement savings into physical coins, store them where you can actually see them. Free shipping, zero management fees, and Augusta pays all upfront costs. Getting started is absolutely free. Rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau, enjoys a 98% 5-star customer satisfaction rating with TrustLink.org. Trust Augusta. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882 now for your free guide to Augusta Gold IRAs. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882. That's 1-855-222-5882. Or visit AugustaPreciousMetals.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. You and I both know that the warmer, wetter seasons in Texas can give us real foundation problems. Wet spells, dry spells. Let me put you in touch with Abacus Foundation Repair if you even think you've got any kind of foundation problem. This is what I did. I called them. You'll be glad you did too. At 972-406-9000. Call the right people first. Abacus Foundation Repair. 972-406-9000. Why are they the right people to call if you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or any kind of suspicion? Because they're going to map your house with the skill of an engineer. Look for possible causes like a plumbing issue so the problem doesn't come back. When they're done, you get a lifetime warranty. You can transfer.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Tell Corey that we want him to. He gets the last word. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The New York Times has lost it. Do you know what happened yesterday in Nice, according to the old gray lady? It's official. The New York Times has lost it. Do you know what happened last night in Nice, according to the New York Times? It was an attack. Before they had it as an attack, it was a truck attack. No, it's a terror attack. You know why? Because it's a terror attack. How can the New York Times, let me try this again. It's official. The New York Times has lost it. Do you know what happened yesterday in France? According to the New York Times, it was a truck attack. Yeah, that's what it was. All the news that's fit to print, except there's no truth in it. It was a terror attack. You know how I know? Because it was a terror attack. The New York Times, a menace to society, next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, thank you very much for letting me have this moment on your Friday edition of your Mark Davis Show to tell people what's coming up on the Wells Report in just a few hours. We're going to be talking about the New York Times and how they have absolutely lost it. What happened last night in Nice, according to the old gray lady, is that there was a truck attack. Yeah, not a terror attack, a truck attack. Yeah, you know what? The New York Times has all the news that's fit to print for complete morons that aren't worried about getting killed in a terror attack. What's wrong with these people? We discuss it next time on the Wells Report.
For deeper, more restful sleep. I should know. I've slept on a Savin mattress for almost a decade. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Go to savin.com.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. Corey, thanks very much for joining us. We have just a little time here.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you want me to hear.
Basically, straight up, all of the symbols from the Old South, they need to be gone. I mean, hey, war was lost. It's over. You know, basically get over it as they tell us to get over slavery. The thing is, people in the 80s that were, I guess, tried and went to jail because of minorities being struck off of juries. It's a documented fact in Dallas County. They need to be either reduced sentence or let out of prison in the 80s. I'm not a hug-a-thug person, you know, but I mean, you do have a right to a fair trial. And I mean, Craig Watkins came through and he exonerated a lot of people.
I've talked about this on the show. Listen, Corey, I got to run, man.
All right.
God bless you, okay? Hey, we got it started. We're going to keep this going, okay?
All right, have a good one.
You too. There's no doubt about it. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas has a racist past. And that's where we need to keep it. In the past. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Sweeney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours, and I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. In this campaign year, everything we say and do seems to have a political side, even paying our cell phone bill. If you're in bed with Big Mobile, they're contributing to Hillary, and that means you are too. Join me in switching over to Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com. Same quality of service, better prices, supporting better causes. And look at this, a summer special. The free Samsung Galaxy S5 or a free iPhone 5S, unlimited talk, text, and data for just $50. That's incredible. Patriot Mobile, wonderful people. I love them. Go to patriotmobile.com. And if you switch today at 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, they will send you a free signed copy of my book, Lone Star America, How Texas Can Save Our Country. So come on, same quality of service, better prices, supporting better causes. Join the revolution. It's Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT to get the free Lone Star America. Learn more at patriotmobile.com, patriotmobile.com, and then give them a call, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT.
If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please stay tuned for a special free offer from the makers of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit the ear almost invisibly, and it can be adjusted to find the perfect way to hear everything in every listening environment. Right now, we're offering absolutely free in-home trials to everyone who calls now. 1-800-600-0738. Call in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also receive free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is lightweight and practically invisible, so people won't notice when you're wearing it. So again, if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-0738. That's 1-800-600-0738. 1-800-600-0738.
Coming to Dallas Sunday night, August 21st. Outcry Summer 2016 Tour, featuring the songs and the sound of Hillsong worship. Plus, Carrie Joe. Featuring Rend Collective, Elevation Worship, and Urban Rescue.
Part of the Dallas Baptist University Concert Series.
An unforgettable night of worship.
660 AM The Answer.
KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth.
The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Carmen Roberts. At least 2 Americans, a father and a son, among the 80 dead in Nice, France, mowed down by a box truck. The Bastille Day celebration turning into a nightmare. Reuters reporter Tom Bergen is in Nice.
Nice is a city that's in shock tonight. Both the people who were there and saw the incident and just generally the community here are walking around with looks of dismay on their faces and telling some very shocking stories tonight.
One eyewitness telling one of those stories to Sky News.
I said to my friend, this doesn't sound like fireworks, this sounds like Beirut when it's under attack.
No claim of responsibility for the terror attack. French investigators working to ID the driver, killed in an exchange of gunfire with police. Meantime, Eastern Washington University reports its 15 students and faculty in Nice are safe. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
Having financial independence and wealth empowerment is the American dream. Host Dave and Loretta Renz will help you learn what the wealthy already know, how to get strong returns and never lose your principal. That's the Heroes Talk Radio way. You'll also learn about the secrets to planning a tax-free retirement income. So tune in to Heroes Talk Radio every Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Another 94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University concert.
Coming to Dallas Sunday night, August 21st. Outcry Summer 2016 Tour, featuring the songs and the sound of Hillsong worship. Plus, Carrie Joe. Featuring Rend Collective, Elevation Worship, and Urban Rescue. Plus, House Fires and speaker Chad Veach. 6 o'clock Sunday night, August 21st at American Airlines Center. Tickets and details are available now online at outcrytour.com. An unforgettable night of worship. Outcry Summer 2016 Tour, featuring Hillsong Worship, Carrie Joe, and more. Sunday night, August 21st at American Airlines Center.
Part of the 94.9 KLTY Dallas Baptist University concert series.
Dude, do you hear that? What is that? That doesn't sound good.
Oh man, this isn't good at all.
Hold on. Let me see what this does. Hey, is it better?
Nope. I'm pretty sure this is the opposite of better. Hey, man, what are we gonna do? This is awful.
Looks like you need the help of American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Oh, man, it's Will Nell with American Leak Detection.
Save us!
No worries, guys. American Leak Detection has been around for more than 25 years, detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home. Plus, we do all this without cutting huge holes in your wall.
Thanks, American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection. Leak detection without destruction.
Just go to alddfw.com next time to get a hold of us. It's much easier.
American Leak Detection.